I serve la Yvonne très Solange.
Et on wait my lodi. Ah bon, on wait. Mais non, les marées à bien c'est la bon. On va t'abouler. Ah oui.
Ah Dorothée, il y a Yamao Vladine.
Na way qui say. Every oh yeah, I'm your son. You will mind me way. Oh, I bet you know my meow. Oh, what? Now, when you say, oh yeah, I'm your son. You will mind me way. Oh, I bet you know my meow. Rodeo, give me more. Oh, yeah. My chérie, I love you. Hey. Mon amour, I love you. Hey. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. Ah bon? C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton amour. Rodeo, give me more. Oh, yeah. I love you, hey. Mon bébé, I love you, hey. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton amour, oh. Rodeo, give me more, oh, yeah.
We're going to start this program, but I try to take you inside neighboring La Côte d'Ivoire in the interest of African solidarity, right? This is Claude Remy. That's what this network stands for, to showcase the quality, not just on Liberia, but Africa as a whole. So we believe in African solidarity. I feel like going to Grand G there, maybe passing by the way of La Côte d'Ivoire, but no plane. As usual, this is all things considered to my dear brother Luther Flomov. Thursday is always all things considered on this network, all right?
My darling, I love you. Hey. Mi querida, te quiero.
But in the midst of our disagreement on issues, the singer, the songwriter said, I love you, right? But we would disagree with you, you would disagree with us, but we want civility in the house of Lpr. Welcome to Man Prospered, and of course, Joe Faint Sankrai is the wife of the station manager. What a strong lady in support of what we are doing. Sometimes I want to fire my boys in, but then when she called me, then all the temper going away. All right, right, let's get the ball to rolling to right here. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to wherever you are. Of course, this is the Diaspora Informative News Outlet. I am A.Zean Soe. Right here from the New England Bureau. Time check here is 1:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is the time in Liberia now? Well, let's figure it out. There's a 4 hours difference, but wherever they are, we say it. Good evening to them. It's almost time. It's I believe it's curfew time, and we are hearing some other stringent measures to be taken. But every Thursdays is all things considered. Think about it from Thursday to Thursday. There are a lot of things unfolding. So see behind me there, that's the building called Capitol Buildings. It's on Capitol Hill. This is the building where, in most cases, if not all, not to be judgmental, some of the bad policies and things that are affecting us in that building. The 103 men and women in both houses of government, that's their official office. Are they doing their job? Well, we're going to have a discussion. See, a lot of things happening inside Liberia. The group, the collaborating party, CPP, they are trying to sign off, coming to some sort of a consensus, but whether it is a comprehensive one, I have not had the privilege to see the detail precisely covered yet. Hopefully, Mike knows we will get it when it becomes available. But as of today, we have not received any latest update. We have been punching phone calls. Nothing new has developed so far. As far as I'm concerned, that does not suggest nothing is happening. No, we want to get that precisely clear and clear. But while we are here, we will be talking to our folks, hopefully, maybe to be getting some messages online as well. But what I do know, LPR station managers is currently in Tutmanbert. He was in Bapolut, and we are hearing some cases being reported. But I would like authenticity in the sense that it must be announced by the authorities in charge. So we do not just rush in breaking the news. In as much we are aware and we are cognizant of the fact that people needs to be informed, they need to get the information, but you want to have a genuine information. We are not accustomed, we're not used to damage control. You say A and then you backtrack because you did not do your due diligence. But I can remember a couple 2 days ago, I was able to host the chief medical officer of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Joseph Nakato, to right here, and he told us precisely. And a good thing was that, and he's open to for us having a town hall start meeting. And he also alluded a key point here. We are hearing from sources and other insiders of the government there might be comprehensive lockdown. That is huge if it is announced. The date time is still unknown. Just before coming on air, we've been trying to pluck getting to some folks out of from the independent quarters. That's our tradition. So now usually call our people, even though we call them, we will go beyond the scope to try to verify their information and get also independent confirmations on this information. That is very, very much important. But we're going to be discussing the wild Richard issue. You know what's been going on in your country on a daily basis. Politicians, people in the advocacy war. The future of the country is in all of us, not just only the politicians, because we always allow the politicians to overrun us, to take control of our life, and our inability to tell them things that we feel that is right for the country. It gets us to be where we are. So we usually take time. Thursday is set aside for all things considered. We decide not to be so restrictive of your freedom of speech. There are some other programs during the course of the week where specific topic, talking point is being put out there, and that also disenfranchise people's ability to speak on issues that are also important. They're not everybody interested in politics. For the main fact, our politicians continue to let us down. There are some other people that are interested in some of the social issues that are happening in the country, which of course also tie in with the political situation in the country. So it is important that we create this diversity of discussion, that everybody, there will be no one will be left behind. Hopefully I'm making sense here. So This is what we want to be doing, and this is what we will be doing. But however, with this program, once you call in, you will be able to have your own say. You will be able to have your own say to talk about things that you think that is important to the country, and how you want to go, how you want to talk about it. You want to do that. So I mean, that's it. The number is there. That's LPR hotline 682-433-8802. Yet to see, like I said, the documentation, but there was some sort of consensus or some sort of arrangement, apparently by the four political party, where also a pressure group. I'm not sure whether they are part of that, and that's potentially going to be one of my talking point where we are heading as a nation and as a people, because we seem to be forgetful of the history of Liberia when it comes to our politician and how the people governed the country. I am concerned. I'm hearing something such as a social contract. Other people have agreed, other people have disagreed. ANC leader, former presidential candidate Cummins, Benedict Cummins, Alex Benedict Cummins, is now the head of the group. I am wondering how that came to play. What was some of the arrangement, whether there was a detailed or technical meeting to resolve all of those ticket issues. Each of these political institutions that are embedded within these institutions, whether they were adequately and comprehensively resolved. I yet to believe that, saying what is happening right now from one of the oppositions who happens to be a member of the political party, and also a pressure group. So what is going on here? What are we missing? And I will try to take a little bit step back, retrospect on some of the failure places where we fell short before. And we seem to be going through that slope again. And Liberians, we are not trying to, people are not sensing that out. And we want to make a reference to that. What we are hearing, so many things coming. And I hope this is not, certainly not true. We are hearing again some sort of ration, some sort of money now is being rationed this time to the lower house of government for the sequestered budget. It's unbelievable. If and only if, on the suppositions, judging on the little information that we are getting. And of course, when one or two person hint you, you also want to alert your people and give it a talking point. So even if they have something on their sleeves that is not in the interest of the country, they will begin to take a good and wise decision, because that building you see there, Capitol building, there are three branches of government, and you will agree with me with the provisions of our constitution: the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. And there were this 103 men and women representing all people from all backgrounds, political spectrums of the 15 political subdivisions in the country. People from various constituencies, representatives are elected to represent the interests of the people. We'll be looking at if these people have been adequately, they have represented us in that bidding. Some of them, they have been there for 12 years, more than 12 years. The Constitution gave them 6 years. The senator, the upper house, they are there for 9 consecutive years. 9. That's not an easy one. But yet, the authority and the mandate given to these people is quite amazing to see what some of them are doing. And we seem not to get it. We seem not to grab it. I welcome one of the young future leaders. These are the people who are supposed to be given a stage to by this time. I'm talking about student John Selisem with the second doing international relations in the Kingdom of Morocco. We have young generations are preparing. They are preparing. And still we have these old-time politicians whose vision seems not to be proactive again, but they are dormant, but they still want to preside over state resources, and not even considering the fact that the young generations, we need to give them airspace so that they will land and get that country rolling. But we're going to be speaking on some high-call issue here this afternoon. And so if you are a person who puts on the garments of a ruling party, of the oppositions, of the advocates, or wherever you are, we here at LPR, our government is the Republic of Liberia. That's the only thing that we have to preserve, to protect, to avoid politicians, self-seeking, greedy, belly-driven folks to squander the resources of that country. So unfortunately, if you are one of those and who is not in the business of putting his or her country first, then I mistakenly, probably you are mistaken it located here this afternoon. But we want you to stay tight because there must be something that you might take away. But they must also give you the opportunity to listen to you because you have your own case as well. You have your own things that are burning with inside you. So we will have to give you that. We'll have to give you the airspace as well to talk. Yeah, well, student assembly, we want to welcome you. Thank you so much joining us from the Kingdom of Morocco. I hope certainly our students and all of the folks there, not only in Morocco, other places across the globe, they are doing pretty well. They are doing pretty well. Let's see here. I'm getting information here from. Oh, okay. Here we go. This is educational information. I'm getting the news alert here from our correspondent base in San Nicoleta, that is Nima County. Nima County Community College gained 4-degree granting status. You see there? So some progress is being made. But because of politicians and people that are advocating to profess to advocate for us, some of their crazy things that is happening to currently overshadow some good things as a result, we don't talk about it. And I just do not blame it because that's the traditions of people in the media to industry. A crazy thing that makes news headlines take off air. Those are the things that we talk about. Those are the things that we talk about. But from what I'm getting here from our national correspondent based in San Nicolas, Nima County, Mr. Daniel Gate, is saying the Nima County Community College gained 4-degree granting status. And I'm quite sure development details of that will be coming. Thank you for making us news alert available. And we will be taking your phone calls. Like we said, this is all things considered. But I'm just going to quickly here give my own view on what has been unfolding on Capitol Hill, whatever it is, and the manner in which I'm very, very much disenchanted the way our politicians, be it the government, be it the oppositions, and even people in the advocacy community, the way they are treating us. Now, we saw it, a union being put together by the 4 political parties. I remember pretty close to a year or two, these people came together with the hope of being an alternative to what is happening in Liberia, right? To what is happening in Liberia. So I see them to be people to put forward some tangible points. So let's see, a lot of things happening. Alexander Komina is the head of this group. There's some sort of little bit discontent of one of the strong forces of his group, Mr. Costa, is expressing concerns of a social contract. Without knowing the details of that, but on the surface of what we are hearing, I'm hoping somewhere down the road we will find the details of that contract, whatever it is, what was some of the arrangement that were arrived at by these 4 political institutions, and whether it was unanimously agreed on, whether it was discussed, whether it was put on the table, and they were able to sit around the table to have that sort of conversation. And if it was the case, what happens in the decision-making process, whether it was voted for, how it came into place, and one member who is also a factor of the group, fair to mention that, is expressing reservation. But I wonder one thing that signaled to me is they're going to take me back. You remember this guy called Dr. Toba Nantipote? Yeah, of LPP then. And what happens? It was his own pressure group. He called themselves socialist or liberal group, Moja. That was 2 different institutions with different ideologies put in together. We are quickly and fastly forgetting that again. That is the same thing going to happen if you don't know. Today, that's one of the things that causes he tipote his dream and admiration would never achieve. And I think, in my own view, Mr. Costa is going down that road. If you want to be if you want to be an opposition, you have to be an opposition. Oppositions, they seek for state power. Pressure group doesn't. They are there, sometimes to speak on issues about the government, the oppositions, be it the civil society, or anything, things that are happening in the country. Talk by now, Tipote, he found himself once upon a time in that same sort of scenario. He have a party, then he have his it's a Mojat movement. So there is a conflict of interest right there. Which way are you actually? Where do you stand on critical issue? You can't be forging to take state power at the same time, and then you want to be a pressure group to mount pressure to national government. I don't know how that works. Probably somebody can call and give me an idea to better explain to me, because I yet to see the contract or the arrangement. But what I know that is happening, they are going on a wrong path. If there was no comprehensive discussion relative to what they are talking, and there was nothing tangible to arrive at, and maybe they came to a general arrangement, so considering what is unfolding right now, okay, let's do this, and they will disadvantage the ruling party, or the governing party, then that would be a big, big, big mistake. And I have a reason to say what I'm saying, because it's boiling within, and out there and already. It's on the social media. You have folks for Helizana comments, and you have Mr. Costa on the other hand, his supporters also giving justifications of his action, what he wants to see happening. But technically, it doesn't work in a real war. I either decide to be an opposition, I either decide to sit behind this, to be in charge of the microphone. Because what happens when I sit here, I have leverage, I have control on things that I do. But when you form an alliance with a group of people, whether you like it, whether you are for or against, but when this group comes together and they decide to take a unanimous decision to say this is the direction that we are going in, then you have to go there in that direction. However, you are at liberty to also come back to say, okay, you know what? Once upon a time, I used to do this, but I'm not doing this. Then to gain yourself an independence. But as far as I'm concerned, it is not happening now, and so they are going down that path of Tokpa Nantipotet and the Moja group. That's where this opposition, that's where the current opposition that I'm far as my concern, I'm not saying the sort of strategic policy that they are they putting together, if it is there, when would they release it? Are they waiting on the eve of its elections, or the special elections pending, when we do not even know their candidate? Yes, we will place emphasis on them because these are the people that are seeking for state power. We did not do that, or we were not smart to ask all of these technical questions during the last time around. And this is why we're having all of these dramas unfolding at Capitol Hill in every sector and corner in Liberia, even within the media industry, where the media itself being compromised. Everybody completely, correctly, all polluted. That's the challenge, and that's the situation that we are facing in today's world in Liberia. But the lawmakers, the 103 men and women that are representing you or me, whether we are within or out, but these are our lawmakers. And the behaviors of these lawmakers is outrageous. It is ridiculous for them to put their own self-interest ahead of national interest or the very constituents. I'm hearing some sort of budgets, this recast budget, I am hearing again, and we are waiting to see whether that will be true. The last time was 30 men and women of the Senate, heavily financially to reward themselves, even though they say they are opposition, even though They say they are governed. They are government people or representative on the government side, the governing party that is should govern. But other than they kick the can down the road after paying themselves 2 months. And ordinary Liberian civil servants were not taking pay. These people have the guts without conscience, without good sense of judgment. They again cleverly, on purpose, rob the Liberian people. Rob the Liberian people by allowing themselves to get heavily rewarded. I'm not saying 650 Liberian dollar, not LD, but I'm saying 6,500 USD. We are hearing again another funny figure is now surfacing with respect to this recast budget. This time is the lower house representative, because yeah, that's Susu. The big guys in the good number, the senators, they ate the last time around. So the representative too, they were waiting because they knew something going to be in the pipeline. And apparently that has been unleashed, as we are being told by sources close. Some folks within that bidding, the bidding you're looking at there, where the 103, 30 and I believe 73 lower member of the House, Parliament, if you will, to call them, where they are. We are hearing they are rewarded them. They are paying them, they are giving them back pay again. Giving them back pay. Gasoline, this, that. Where are they going? Where are they traveling to get back pay? Where? Where are they going? If we, the Liberian people or the electorates, if we are not smart, we're going to get ourselves into danger because our inability to make a good judgment. And we are quick people. What comes your way first? That's what you prioritize. Because these people, the photo rhetorics, they know how to manipulate words. They know how to wane people on their side. They try to temper with your mind in having unstable political judgment. And that's why they're going to be doing again. We respect people's comments here, but as long as the comment is within the confines of our status, we'll do it. We'll display it. That's another form of interactions, addition, or stuff that we have introduced on this network to give you to allow people to speak, either by calling in or writing to comments. But we just urge for civility, and I want you to understand whatever it is, it must be in the interest of Liberia. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. The recast is it really true that the lawmakers, the lower member of the House, they are getting something like a 17 grand? Is allegedly whistleblower is coming out now. For what reason? I don't know how true it is. But as we hear it, until they are verified, we have to give it. We have to discuss it. So resources continuously being squandered when there is no sort of dividend or revenue coming in. It makes it very, 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 very difficult. And these are people who pledge to do what is right for the country. I'm going to be putting the number here, and I want to give you a fair share. Welcome my dear friend and brother, the man, Rudolph Cooper Jr. right here in the ocean state of Rhode Island. Good to join us, and all other folks, wherever you are, good to you join us here this afternoon. I want to be putting the number there. I don't know precisely what your talking point, what you want to talk about. It is your country. It is my country. We all proportionally have an equal thing in this year in terms of what we want to talk about. But I'm all set to see these lawmakers, these senators, who claim to be opposition as well, to pocket 6,500 United States dollars without good judgment, and yet they say they are up, and yet they say they are opposition, who should being opposition to you check on national government. But that seems not to be the case. If you watch this little clip of musician artist Lana Richie, right, the officer who went to effect an arrest and went and joined the party. People who went to shine the light, they are already the altar screwing up the light. They are disconnecting all of the wires now. That's just horrible. Very, very, very horrible. So I'm going to be putting the number out right here. Let's have the talk here. The opposition, the current opposition, is it the alternative to what is going to be to Liberia for 2023 potentially if the election is to go ahead as scheduled? We do not know. The issue of the special elections is still glooming. We just do not know because of what is ongoing. Even though there are other countries, Burundi, they went ahead, they have their own plans, whatever it is. But I'll be putting the number right up here so that you will call from Thursday to where we are today. That's a significant time of things happening to you. Monitor news, I monitor, you know what is important, what is consequential to you as a citizen that you are so much concerned, you want to talk about. And this is why we created this All Things Considered. What are the state of emergency? What are the complete lockdown that are going to be going? What are you worrying about how your lawmakers, the 103 men and women, how they go about making decisions? What are the local leaders? Whatever that you think, as long as within the confines of our discussions and it is civil, worth discussing, definitely we will do it. But we have made a commitment here. Whether you are for the government or for the opposition, we need to make everybody got to be critique. Okay, let me see here. Hello, caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, is that morning? Good afternoon. It's 2:09 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, it's 2:09 here too in Boston.
Boston, and next door to you here from a beautiful state, Ocean State. Are you aware that Raleigh is a beautiful state, even more than Boston?
Well, we are in New England.
Okay. The good thing, we are New Englanders, and we share common borders, and do a lot of things in common here. Okay, good afternoon. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Sumo Malau.
Okay, all right. Today's program is perfectly designed to give you the leverage so that you will be able to speak on some of the things that are to really get into or getting under your skin about of your country. So let's do a checklist here. Number one, what are you considering?
All right. The problem I have is that you see, it's about. First of all, let me thank you, and I appreciate of you accepting me on your platform.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. One of the problems I have is that one, before I go further, this particular radio station, that's my favorite because you guys actually, you are balanced, especially you, Mr. Soe. You are really, really balanced. I follow you most of the time. Sometimes I don't call. I just sit back and listen to you and see how you and the guests then interact. You are really, really balanced.
Okay. I don't think that's going to go well with other people, but I want to say thank you. Yeah. And that's the beauty of the world. Everybody can be on the same boat at the same time. Some people eating dry rest today, some people not even get a wet rest. So that's how life goes. But thank you for your observation. Yeah. So let's talk here. What are you considering?
Yeah, what I am concerned about, yesterday or day before yesterday, you had the different political parties came together to have a one unit. Okay, and during that time, I was happy. I said, oh, yeah, okay, this is a good mood. Okay. Then I said, go on social media so I can see who all coming on. Then, luckily, as I was trying to scroll through, I came across Costa.
Okay. And then what happens?
And then when I came across Costa, he talked a whole lot, but he said something which caught my mind. He said, okay, look, there have been a whole lot of corruption in Liberia from the time of J.J. Robert until now. So, anybody who wants to be president of this country they have to sign contract with us. We, the citizens,
us who?
The citizen. You know, I think they have an organization they call Liberia Citizen, something COP, some kind of thing. Liberia Citizen. I don't know his name.
Okay.
But
believe me, you know how many of those organizations we got? The one that registered, the one that not registered. They are in scandalous number, but go to your point.
Okay. My point is that I'm not really after a particular organization, but I am after the citizen. If we can find a way that anybody who really want to be a leader in our country now have to really look at our faces or look at some organizations that are there for the people to look at them to say, okay, look, when I become president, I will audit the past government. If I become president, there will be no corruption. If I become president, we will establish the World Economic Plan. Because we really want to hear somebody say those things instead of somebody just coming in, you know, to say, oh, they didn't give us any kind of idea, and then we put that in. Then it makes me to think that, oh, they will be the same kind of corruption from J.J. Robert time, then it will just come over and over and over. So I said to myself, okay, if Costa can come out with an idea like this, I think it is not a bad idea if the young people try to put hand on it and see best that at least, you know, those that are running for position or those that want to be president, you know, can be able to sign this kind of contract. It's not a matter of science, but if they can give us some kind of assurance that, hey, we will do that if Boakai become president, he say, I will do that. If Yomli become, what's the other man name? Cummings, or Ure, you know, or anybody. So somebody asking, oh, okay, since if all these political parties don't come to that point, will you organize your own political party? He said, no. We are not going to organize any kind of new political party. We will be with the same old political party, but we the citizens, they have to sign some kind of agreement with us.
Okay.
So, Mr. So, what do you think?
Yeah, it's the problem. And that was my analysis when I started here. It reminds me of the old days, right, of politicking. You know this guy called Togba Nantipote, right? The guy who...
Yeah, I know Togba Nantipote.
He knew the party he was in, right? And then he came up with a...
Yeah, Moja.
No, Moja was not a party. Moja was a culture group.
Moja. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
yeah,
he was like a piece of cloth between the Caesar. He got his one foso, he got his one foso. Look, you can't have it both ways. We can't allow these people to keep gaming us here like a toy. We are not a PlayStation for people to... Liberia is not a PlayStation for people to just get a remote and sit down, put their legs, cracking, drinking champagne. All of these people, they are not honest to the country. Let me tell you that. And this is why some of them, they don't like to come here. Why? And the problem is, they were all once upon a time embedded with these other people before.
Yeah.
So what happens? What were their judgments at the time when they take their decision? I'm not saying everything about me or anybody should be 100% perfect. But where are they? What sort of contract? I don't get it. I'm waiting to see the details of that. And two, Mr. Costa, with due respect, he has a very big influence. He is a factor within this political collaboration. Mm-hmm. But the problem now, I am afraid he's gradually kicking himself down the road because you have to decide, right? You have to decide. When Martin Luther King and other folks, when they were in the advocacy business, they were not just only looking at themselves. They were looking at the future of the country. I don't think he was just fighting to be president alone of this country, even though he wanted to. But his liberation struggle was at some point in time, there must be changes. Other people should have the chance. Black people should be able to go to certain all communities. Black people should be able to sit among the white. Black people should be able to, have lunch or breakfast with the white. And not that sort of stigma and say, oh, the call because of a color, you cannot live in this community. And guess what?
Yeah.
There was an ultimate price paid. So I'm wondering, and we respect their view, I'm wondering what was some of the discussions behind the scene before these people came before the camera. Were their technical team drawn out from the ALP, from the Liberty Party, from the Unity Party, right? ANC as well. I want to know whether there was a technical detail and who agreed and who disagreed and how they came to a resolution to get to where they are for other than to face the camera. And right after facing the camera, somebody who has been a forceful voice with this group, even though he's a pressure group, but also bear in mind, he's also one of them, a member of the ALP.
Yeah.
Right. And coming out now, then it tells me, and it reminds me of, you remember what Charles Taylor told the people during the Liberian conference? When the same very politician put together at the OAU Center and said, do not believe, do not trust these people. They will be arguing, they will be fighting among themselves, and I will be elected as the president.
I will be elected. Okay, yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
And what happens at the end of the day?
That's it. That's what went on.
So gradually, this is what we see breeding now. If you go on the media, the behavior and the actions of government people, the opposition, is the same. Their supporters are giving justifications of something one person said, and other people are saying, no, they are giving justice. So when will we see this? I see this as a charade, another side of attraction. I yet to believe whether these people, this day, today is what date? I don't even know the month.
I know. Yeah.
I don't know whether those people, they will hold together.
Yeah, because
I'm not sure whether they have a love for the country. Because if you say a governing party, the party that is governing right now, not doing X, Y, and Z, you have to do it differently. And you must be able to have some sort of control. It is not possible to control. People will say things, but we see people who are eminent folks within the group itself. We see them having a lot of rhetorics and divisive statements. They don't have coherent message. There is no strategy in place. They're still struggling. They're still fighting. I'm afraid these people, they're not ready yet. They're not ready. They're not ready.
Yeah.
That's my view, but I respect your opinion, though.
Yes, sir. That's just the same thing I was thinking on, because if these people are not ready, and at the end of the day, they cannot find any kind of leader that will run. Maybe Mr. Cummings say, oh, I don't want to be vice president, or I want to be only president. Mr. Parker say, oh, I don't want to be vice president, I only want to be president, and all the other guys. Then it will bring a commotion within the organization. Then what will happen? Somebody will be on the side, will say, then in this case, I'm going to run as an independent. Then what will happen?
So I'm telling you. So when the house is divided, it will be to the advantage of if the house is divided, which I surmise the governing party will be graciously happy, because there is something that is happening within. Just before coming on air, we always get our own people. We talk to them to see nothing is fat until it comes out. I think the opposition, they are possibly working in the direction for Mr. A.Zean Soe to go for the second president, and there are tons and couple of reasons for that. He's still building his experience in governance. Don't get me wrong, he has managed a corporation, but look, my brother, to conduct the affairs of a sovereign nation, to conduct the affairs of a country is quite a different thing. And two, folks are considering, Omen Boyka, he's of age, right? But in politics, recognition, brand name is also a key, is factor. He served as a former vice president. I am not in support to say, okay, but Boyka should be president, because I think Boyka should be retiring by now and bring in new generation to help the process, the political process. But such is the situation we find ourselves in, because all of these people we will put them in the calabash to do a surgical and political operation as to say who is who. People in public opinion, they will get Boyka the edge because of his experience, because of his temperament. And I can tell you,
100%.
Benana Ure is in this thing as a spoiler, and who is there to protect his wealth? Because as long as he has an opposition, anything he does, whether he do it the wrong way when government want to go to say, you see government trying to hug opposition. So all of these people, my dear brother and friend, these people, they are there for different strategic reasons.
Yeah, I say Mr. Soe. Yeah, Mr. Soe. I say one point you hit, like just the same thing I was saying. Hey, I think Boakai, where I can't say so, but I think Boakai have an edge because the reason is that you can look at one point. If Boakai was with what's a woman with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and they were corrupting. If Boakai and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf were corrupting, I don't think that Ellen Johnson was going to push Boakai away. But I believe that Boakai was not part of Ellen Johnson corruption.
Well, so the strategy of the oppositions and folks they are talking about, they are seeing Boakai to be the face, and that the international community most likely, preferably, will want to do business with him because of his tolerance, because of his leadership, because of his experience in government, which in itself makes sense. But hold on, let me get somebody here to get a dissenting view here. Nathan, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Soe. How are you doing, sir? Okay,
so you were part of that. Have you had a chance to review the social contract by the four collaborative party? Have you reviewed that? I'm in search of it.
Well, I have not reviewed it, but I've heard from some of the movers and shakers of that institution.
Okay. So,
and look, my thing is that, you see, I have concerns like yourself, but I don't think these people, having studied the WIA administration for these 3 years, I don't think they will come to form a coalition with the intent of re-electing WIA, because when I say re-electing WIA, a division in that movement would be a legitimate re-election campaign of President WIA. They don't want that. I also got a point when you said, when they gather around one person, they all want to be president. And I like your analogy of the comparison with Martin Luther King. It's not just about them. It's about the country. And I also, one disagreement I had was that, do they love the country much? I think they love the country. They have differences of opinion. I think you said Mr. Ellis Cummings ran an institution of business, but not that of government. President, we have ran nothing up to this point. So he'll be better than that. And I think if at all they come together with the interest of the country, we should start this guy named President. We think he's doing less. But by the way,
how are you going to go about to stop him? What is the process? That's the $1 million question. You're not contesting as president, not that I'm aware of. You have not announced that unless you want to announce it here today, which of course we are willing to give you that stage.
Not very close. I would like to be a foot soldier of the nominee, a foot soldier of the CPP, the mover, to talk to the people on the ground. Are you better off now, like Ronald Reagan said? Are you better off now than you were under this government? The promises that were made, are they now fulfilled, or at least in the process of being fulfilled? Is that what you voted for? One controversy after another. And I know they will ask me, so who do you think is better? Well, who has not worked for government but is successful? Not Ure, not Boakai. I respect Honorable Boakai, but if Boakai truly loves the country, and there's a 6 years presidential term, I don't think.
What's going to happen? And these are all guess games, speculations, suspicions that we are creating in order to have a discussion. And there was a reason for making a comparison with Boakai and the four group, in that when you put them together, they would give what I'm saying in public opinion. So that's my view. I could be wrong. They would give Boakai the edge because they're not stupid in as much they are all acting like cuckoos. Right. They're not stupid because they are looking. It's not all about electing people. And that's what the Liberian people needs to get. It's not just about putting people there. Because when you get them, put people there, your perceptions and what you are hoping for, that's not what the international community, they are looking for people, credible people, to do business with, people with good temperament, people who will be willing to sit around the table to discuss critical issue, and you're not going to be throwing tantrum on the table. That are the kind of people America going to be. Donald Trump here is throwing tantrum. Do you think he wants to accommodate somebody to go? You want to get another president from Liberia to be a throwing tantrum? He doesn't. No. He don't want to do
but
that.
The thing is that if VP Barker loves the country, and I think he does, if VP Barker looks at the interest of the country, he will know that at the end of his first term, he'll be in the early 90s or late 80s.
Yeah, the second party that's over.
So
he will pass on the torch.
This is why. Okay, that's a smart decision that the opposition that they are doing. Like I said, it could be wrong, but as souls that I talked to, they are looking at Cummings to go as a second, in that the age is still in his favor. The probability, what I own boycott,
I heard that too.
I'm not a soothsayer here to say we're going to have, but we're considering his age and how stressful it is to be president in such a third world country like Liberia. If for any reason something were to happen, that will elevate Alexander Cummings with ease to continue. Which in itself is a good political strategy. You think they're going to care about? You think Benetta Ure going to go there? They're going to put Benetta Ure?
I don't think so.
They're not going to do that.
The thing is that I spoke to a senator 2 days ago. Even before they go unveil this movement, I expressed the same concern. Who will agree to go second to none?
Everybody want to put their hands in the cookie.
President.
All of them want to put their hands in the cookie jar at the same time.
Everybody, they all want to be. They want to be the sharp caller and not the sharp answer. I understand that. But the senator told me, so I'm sure these people, they will discuss these things before they come to the public. Well, they came to the public.
So, okay, hold on right there. Do you think that it was discussed comprehensively to come to when you talk something and then order your take paper, then after discussion, what happens? There's a handshake. You shake hands, which signifies that your message is a good message and nobody going to come back. You can't be part of a process. You can't be part of a process unless you were excluded. And if you were excluded out of the process, what were the reason for which you were excluded? Because you were opposed. And if you were part of that process, what was your voice? What was the argument that you made? It's the same way. That's a democratic system. If three of us here are not talking, we come up with something and take a decision, whether it's for you, whether you voted for or against, but as long as that decision is made, it's bounding. If you come out from behind and start talking, say you can't. That's like finding yourself in two places. You're part of the group, but then you want to speak as an individual. But I don't know how that square out.
Before they came to this meeting to sign this memorandum of understanding, my understanding is that they met with their party movers and shakers before they came in this measure. They agreed that they know at one time they will all not be president. They also understand that they are all not electable candidates.
There you go.
They also got the fight that they all will not win even in their own counties.
They can't even say, there you go. They can't even win. They can't win a county. Not even
they can't win a county.
They can't even go for Tanchi. Say if I go there, I will be there.
Look. I remember I went to Liberia during the election. The candidate I supported before we came to support Baka.
Do you care to share with us?
Yeah. I supported Ure from the beginning.
Why you consider okay? I get one of you who always the problem for how you came to make a decision for Ure before I bring you to the
no. And I'll do that. I came to support Ure knowing that I was not voting for a pope or running campaign for a pope. I was running for a Liberian man who I think has his flaws like all of them, but have money enough to do less stealing or less corruption, but to work for the country. That's what I came to, and I supported the campaign. After that, I came to Bakai in the second round.
You regretted your decision?
Yeah,
No.
You regretted your decision?
No, I did not regret that decision because the authority was wise. President, in my opinion, was the wise authority of all of them.
So that was the only choice. Ure was the only choice you have to go.
Ure was my supported choice. When I had no choice, I came to JMB. I had the only choice. Okay. Because the thing, but when we came together, we went to a place somewhere called Flela in Bon County.
Yeah.
Where we thought Ure was popular. And even you know what? In shock. So they put away in Yaki County.
That's one of the last thing I know about Liberia. All way to give an obituary announcement. Think. Yeah, I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me bring this other number here. 817 number 7145. Caller, good afternoon.
Right.
What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Benson Mason. I'm calling from Dallas, Florida.
All right, Mr. Mason.
Texas.
Yeah, how are you this afternoon? How are you doing?
I'm all right, Mr. Soe.
Okay.
Also, you always create things that make people think beyond and get them old.
Are you serious?
Stop adding gray hair to my hair.
So you want to indict me for that?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Soe, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we are. We are talking, and all of us, I believe, have equal, right to talk. It's about the country, and that's what I always told people. We are not talking about what individual lives or home, boyfriend, girlfriend thing. No. We are talking about a sovereign nation, 172, and seeing what is unfolding is grieving. It's something that makes people grieve. But let's hear from you. What are you considering this afternoon? All things considered.
All things considered, especially, I'm looking at this memorandum that was signed by the collaborating parties.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, my brother, Liberia problem is not those people that have come together and wanting to be president.
Wow.
We the supporters are the problem. We are the problem.
Okay. Then the next question will be how?
We are defending people. We are defending people rather than defending institutions. We are defending people rather than defending a principal concept that we believe in as individuals.
Mm-hmm.
No, we defend people, individuals.
Yeah.
People stand up and you start to defend. ANC people want the political leader to be the president.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with that. My problem is let the TB level, let all of us go to the Congress or convention, and whoever is taken from there, we should be ready to stand by that person. First and foremost, that's the problem we got.
Yeah.
Everybody calling all the political leaders the greedy for power. They want greedy for power. They want greedy for power. My brother, all these people aim at their seat. But the way we would know who is greedy for truth is after the convention, whoever stands up as the standard bearer, we will see the reaction of all the other three party members. We will see all of them reaction. If they're supporting one of them, and the man say, okay, whoever come out say, look, my man, I want you to be my running mate. If that person say yeah, or that person say no, me, I can't be running mate, then we know that creative power there. But right now, each one of those guys have an intention to lead this country. Each one of them have their own objectives and their own things they want to accomplish. It may not all be tied into one. It may not all be tied into one, but each one of them got the right to want to be president.
Of course, right.
You got about six persons running in the Democratic Party wanting to be president in America. They don't care. They will campaign, and they will be falling along. Person will take it. All of them will support that one person.
Right.
That's
I agree.
how it should be.
Does that happen?
Yeah.
Okay, with that point, that before I break it in, but with that point, the comparison you have just made with the Democrat, with the political system here, to where sometimes at the end of the day, they would have the courage that we saw Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. They were on stage and campaign, and you see them putting hands up. Can our politicians, are they mature? Are they sophisticated to do same at the end of the day?
I really don't think that you got a lot of them mature to that. And I will say this with confidence that because each one of them,
Yes.
Yes.
For
No,
those
no,
of
no.
you not talking, please control your background.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have people.
we are here. We're not talking.
Yeah. No, now you maybe
You
somebody.
know,
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead before I bring the next caller.
I would say that most of our political leaders or those aspirants do not have that maturity.
I think
Because if they have that maturity, our political party will not be fan club. Our political party will have a political chairman.
No, man, you not. That means say the other 1 year
No,
before you. That one you giving yourself pride. You giving yourself gray hair now. That means say oh.
Look.
And
You got
you
the political
are
parties
right.
you have.
And you're right. We have fan club. It's different to have supporters, to have fans.
Right.
And it's different to have a committed members, because your fans, having a fan of thousands and thousands, cannot necessarily translate into reality of the vote that you will need to win you. And they don't understand that.
So, and then I'm not sure to think that's true.
I gotta hang up.
Okay, so all right, let me see here. 612, and then I will come to you for you guys to be making your final argument. 612-9634. Caller, good afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, this is Ben calling from Minnesota. How are you?
Good. How are you, my dear brother?
I am doing great.
Okay, so let's hear for you.
Yeah, I think that brother probably might have stole some of my notes about the fan club. However, the opposition parties that we have in Nigeria, they are very, very weak. None of them have any track history of winning anything. As a result, the document itself that was prepared, they were not even they were not even brave. They were not anything that would give anybody any insight.
Caller, hold on 1
that-
second. Caller 401, just mute your number here. Just mute your phone. I will call you, and then you can open it, because I guess the person driving.
Okay.
Yeah, just mute your phone. After this call, I will bring you in, and then okay, go ahead. From Minnesota.
Yeah, so they were not even brave enough by this time to have concluded on who is going to lead this coalition, but rather they went and then just did the same old thing that they did before, and where they had UA serving for over 1 year. Now, when you read the entire document, there's a lot of rules in the document. In the first place, you were served for more than 1 year. Now, they did not even resolve that matter in the document. Why is it you will have to serve for 1 year and now come in?
It was swept on. I guess it was swept under the rug.
So now, then they have come in and go there to serve for, I think, 6 months, 8 months. The thing is that once you do not resolve the trust problem, you have to put president, because now Cummings is the chair. And this is what they did. They gave all their power to the ANC. All the powers right now is in the hands of the ANC. So if everything goes wrong,
What? What do you mean by they give all the power to ANC by having ANC leader as a head?
Yes.
So all the power. Then can we say? Is it fair to say that once upon a time the power, the ALP had the power too, right?
Yes, it is true. But here is the risk of what they are doing, because what happens here is that if anything goes wrong, why it is true that
anything goes wrong, like what?
Yeah.
Like what? Example?
Let's say for example, let's say if they went into this kind of election, and then Cummings did not perform well, and their candidate lose. They are saying they're not going to blame ANC. They are going to put the blame on the CPP, but that is risky, because you give all the power to one party. I don't know, because look, if they had spread their power over, there would have been check and balance. But right now, there is no check and balance.
So what?
Everything is controlled.
Okay, quickly make your recommendations of that. Why you want them to spread over before I go to the next caller?
Why they could have done was that they have shared their power among all of them, so that when there is any problem, they
I gotta hang on now.
Okay, yeah.
can be able to solve it. So at least there will be a check and balance. But there is no check and balance right
Okay.
now.
Okay, all right. 774 number. Make your last point. 30 seconds before I break in next person.
All right, thank you very much. Let me go this far here. I will say Sokoti, then I say Polu. You know, that's a little sound there. That is just going out to the Libron people to say, well, this is the time. But I would like to make a little recommendation to Mr. Comment. Mr. Comment, want to be a VP, want to be a president. This is the best time now, the way that the 2020 election is coming. Try hard for your party to have one or two representatives within the legislature. Because right now, your party don't have anybody within the legislature. So this is one of the problems some of the people facing. So I would just call on you people that at least they should work together and do everything fine. And Mr. So, I think, you want to say something?
Yeah, before you go, I think you mentioned a very critical thing, and this is something that I've talked about before, talking about having the people, because, and this is why they don't get. It's not just about presidency. In order for the president's agenda to excel, in order for the president's sitting president's agenda to forge ahead, like in the case of right here now, the Republicans are in control of the Senate, right? So Donald Trump is strong because at the end of the day, the upper house is going to say this. So it doesn't matter whether Benana Ure win it or this person win it. If they can't, if they're not able to solidify their positions in both houses, it's zero. They were strangulated. There was the president, the elected president, will be strangulated because your agenda will not pass, and they don't understand that. So that's the very first step they need to do. They need to get on a massive recruitment, someone that they think with good character that can be so out effectively with the Liberian people to say, okay, this person, when this person becomes representative or senator for this country, this is the legislature. But other than doing the same thing. You accuse the government giving bucket, you give him mad. The government gave mad, you give plastic cup. So then where is the thing? All of them. They are not even thinking about the future. We have institutions, even though they are weak, you might have your differences with the government, but you as a lawmaker, your job is to strengthen those institutions. But other than all the senator, all the representatives, and then tend to NGO. So all our Liberian NGO there, nobody can give them any contract. They awarded themselves with contract. You see how bad and terrible these people are? But anyway, let me bring 404. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you for being part of the program. Okay, 404 number, you want to come in? 6716. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yes, Mr. So, how you doing? My name is Jaffa Reeves. I'm calling from Georgia.
Hey, Mr. Reeves, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Okay.
Good to hear from you.
All right. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, Mr. So, I want to ask you quick before I can go forward, right?
My man, I'm not part of the. I'm not part of. Why? Wait now. Why are you coming? You call here, so I will ask you. This guy, he wants to flip the table around here, but let's go ahead. Let's see if we can answer that question. Here now, I will call for.
My question is, Mr. So, my question is, if we do love Liberia, looking at what's going on in Liberia now,
what is happening now? What is happening now?
Okay, it's a lot, but let's just look at it as how you see it. However you see it.
I want you how you see it. You tell me how you see it.
Mr. So, we've been here. You were one of the first people that created a platform that was very interactive for Liberians in the diaspora to have the political view. So it's no doubt that you are in the knowing of what's happening or perception of people in the country when it comes to governance or politics. That's what I asked. I was not trying to be funny. But however, let me go ahead and put my point through. You know, so bad governance and corruption in Liberia is paid by sympathy. And this is in Liberia, sympathy. And that thing we call in Liberia, you know, we don't know tomorrow. We don't know what tomorrow is. That's what's for in our country when it comes to governance. And the reason I say that is because of looking at Ambassador campaign messages to the country and looking at a way of governing and looking at some of the decisions he makes for long-term benefit. And you can clearly tell that people only talking as a way or still trying to hook something out of him because of sympathy. And that's the same thing that going to the the collaborating political party. You see, the collaborating political party, I think they have a good intention. But with that aspect that I have just mentioned, the sympathetic thing of taking our people, we spoil the collaboration and it will spoil their agenda. And my only fear here is I'm not afraid of what kind of losses they take. I'm not afraid of how Ambassador we are going to be humiliated later on or perhaps going to tarnish repetition when all of this comes to the surface. But I only worry about Liberia and I worry about the people because at the end of the day, if we cannot have an understanding in this peaceful time, in this intense discussion that right now the politics in Liberia is very intensified. With this time, if we cannot have an understanding, I'm afraid that we may go back to something that we will not want to refer to. Okay? Because I heard you and somebody called us here today saying something about Coach Guy and comparing him with Jack Taylor and XYZ. You know, sometimes
so comparing
when we come to the age, you know, comparing with Jack Taylors and some of the different jobs that are made and what have you. You know, sometimes when we come to the rescue of Coach Guy, it makes it seem that he's perfect, or it makes it seem like we are dying of supporting him or whatever. But my thing is, in all aspects, I don't think Costa is fair or he's a proper person. They respect him. But if you look at the cost, if you look at the next struggle, if you look at his pursuit for our politics from the onset, even before the inauguration or the election of Ambassador you can tell that he has a definitive position. But the only thing is that the roadmap for him to execute that, it has not been defined. So some of the
who's supposed to define that? Who's supposed to define that?
He's supposed to define it, and I think he's doing it. I think he's making a tremendous effort to define that, but we have not grabbed it yet. We have not grabbed it.
From your tone, there seems to be some sort of apprehension.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the time. The little one you got from me, that's my own point there. So okay. I'm just saying that we got to be careful how we bring it down, and we got to be careful how we reach out for other organizations.
Oh, no. Yeah, listen now.
Of our politics. Yeah, we're telling you, a lot of Liberians are mad. There's a lot of Liberians that aren't ready to go get your way. But the only reason is because you said they wanted to go do what? To go fight? I'm telling you, I'm not saying that in our country is a lot of people that are ready, that are waiting now to get a food ready.
That's not true, man.
Tell the people.
We want to give you a small, we want to give you the whole country space for all the stuff this year in a very, very good way.
Let me just say you.
You're the older people and the other experienced politicians that have not taken the country nowhere. If they don't come to that conclusion, we the young people will go call us again. And we'll call not them we eliminate the old politicians and matter of fact, either we're going to eliminate them or we're going to humiliate them. And we're going to exit out of the politics or political activities in the country.
No.
That's what we're going to get to. And we are prepared for that because at the end of the day, it seems that the country is not serious.
So the country. Yeah, all right. You see, these are these sort of ridiculous statements you can make. The country is there. You who in the country, you who supposed to make the country, You make some irresponsible statement. You want to go fight? Is that how to change government?
You
think is that what I want to support? This is why the very This is why the very opposition. You talk about the government. We all know the government is a big elephant in the room. But you, who's supposed to be persuasive, and you said down here, you're supposed to go to Liberia. You think to be a leader, you can be a child who wears diaper or pampers? No.
Exactly.
It comes with responsibility and temperament.
Yes.
What's wrong with y'all? Y'all go for it. Are you serious?
You see,
401 number.
Mr. Soe,
You bring someone on? Oh no, who's calling? I want to see because there's a 410 number. Have you spoken before? Okay, hold on. Okay, I'll put you guys on hold. I think somebody is calling from Liberia. I'm not sure you're going to hear the person, but let me see what they are the people that are on the ground. Y'all just bear with me. Hello, caller, are you there?
Hello, this is Suna calling from Bamako.
Oh, from Bamako. It looked like a 231. All right, Bamako, that is in Mali, right? Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to contribute to the program?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I read through the political part, the CCP, their memorandum of understanding, and there is certain thing I saw there where they talk about appointment that is should be given to only those from the political party and members that are visible. So I don't know from what I'm saying, there's just one instance because from what I see, I don't know whether they are drawing things down to job focus for partisan or they are putting the brain interest first. Now coming to that, because 1997 election, we saw it, there was a coalition that later fall apart because selection, people believe that they were not selected.
Right.
Coming to the 2017 election and other sources or other election that were held, we had the same issue with collaboration. People feel that they are not being selected as the head and then they leave. So if I look at this, like the CCP up to now, they have not ready. I would say that they have not really come up with a real framework that is ready within the interest of the Liberian people.
Okay. So you want to make a recommendation for them as a Liberian?
Yeah, as a Liberian, my recommendation would be let them come up and be clear, concise in telling us what they see as their interest, whether the Liberian people or they are talking about their partisan. Because from that part of their memorandum I read, I think 10.1 something is a complete divisiveness. If they want to stand for the Liberian people, I think they should be clear instead of just coming up with something of partisan focus. That tells us that maybe either they don't have a real tangible framework to say that every member, every head of political party within are committed to the fact that when another when there is or stand-up bearer being selected, everybody will support that stand-up bearer.
Yeah, unfortunately, to be honest with you, thank you. I hope to get hold of that document to read it for myself, but I judge on what you are saying. Again, it comes back to the same thing. It would be like only people, I don't know, who are visible, in what context, what sort of visibility they are talking about. What are they paying due for their group for within the opposition or COP or whatever they're going to be? I don't know. But I hope to read. But then it tells me that there will be another group of people who will not put forward competent people. I will look for it. I will find it.
I will encourage every Liberian to read that memorandum and just start. Let us just forget about looking at what they have done, but then read the memorandum and understand.
Exactly.
To give a clear indication where the people stand. Whether they put in their country first or they are only after their own personal interests. Because in that document, it defines that either maybe they are going after their interests.
Okay, well, yeah.
And that is not politics. That is, actually, the country should come first.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I hope to get
Okay,
it.
thank you, brother.
Thank you for calling, and please stay safe wherever you are as a librarian. Please stay safe. Okay. All right, A.Zean.
Okay, and you too.
Yeah, all right. Okay, let me come to 410 number. I'm sorry, but it was an international call. He was on a WhatsApp. This number is both on if in the US, you can call regular. Out of the country, you can do a WhatsApp. Okay, let me come to this number here. 410 number. Are you there? 1243. Oh, I had unmuted. 401 number. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The guy was calling from. You were calling the WhatsApp number. The number is on WhatsApp from Bamako. I couldn't merge you guys. But go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Soe, for taking my call. Thank you for the program also. Well, I will make a couple of points on this whole CPP issue. The idea of the people coming together, it have been something that was far-fetched, but now we are getting somewhere. The issue there about who to be at the top of the ticket. Prior to them coming to this agreement that they had or signing of this agreement, there were certain political leaders that actually pledged, the support to a particular person within another political party that's the person that they support regardless of what. That has created some level of this mistrust within the process. The bigger issue there now is, to me, is electability. Electability is the issue. All I've seen that Mr. Cummings is new to the system, to the liberal political system. He has not worked in government. Therefore, he cannot be president, or he wanted to be president. Now, the issue there, Mr. Soe, is if you are leading a political party, you don't go to the table with the idea that, yes, I'm going there to be number two, to be the vice president. You are going there with the idea that I want to be the president. Let the voter decide, or those are going to make the decision to select the standard bearer, decide that. And with the kind of political system Liberia has, that system has failed our people continuously. What do I mean by that? Few people go within the room, they cross hands and decide who to be the leader, who to lead the party to the election. They go and sell this idea to the people. The people, they are not interacting with this individual. Many of them don't know them. They have not even heard from them or to say anything to them. And then they go and vote that person. What ends up happening? They become the loser. Those that went in our house to go and sell the idea to them, they become the beneficiary. That system, that political system, needs to be done with. Then we come to the second point here. I think with the CPP have the opportunity to change the political system in our country for the better. What do I mean by that? If the people are concerned about electability, then let the voter decide who should be the standard bearer for the CPP. Well, they can do that by having a nationwide primary process among all the candidates that are interested in becoming the standard bearer. Right. Then the voter, the Liberian people who will go to the poll to vote, will decide who to be the standard bearer of the CPP. Then that way, once that is done, nobody can walk away from it. If you walk away from it, from the people's decision, then they're going to tag you. It's going to be on you for the rest of your life. And the Liberian people have come to that point. My third point is, now, the issue about Ambassador Joseph Boakai, or Vice President Joseph Boakai. Yes, he has transmental experience in government. But there is a level of resentment that Liberian people have or hold against Joseph Boakai today. He being Vice President for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And what the Liberian people end up experiencing under her, that resentment follows Joseph Boakai today. Even right now, people can say, well, we got George Weah because of Joseph Boakai and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Right. Okay? That resentment is there. And I can give an example where it actually surfaced again. You see, there were several by-elections that have taken place. When the time came, even though they had the CPP, whenever the ANC came out to put for a candidate, the UP said, we have the numbers. We have the numbers. The ANC is new to the process. Therefore, this is our candidate. We're going to put the candidate out. And guess what? For every time they put out a candidate, they lost the by-elections. They did that. District 13 is one of them. Grand Kid Mokanti was another one recently. So you'll see what is going on. So people are not following these things. If the Unity Party or Joseph Boaga, because right now, it's not the face of the Unity Party. It is Vice President Joseph Boakai. Why is it that all the ballot elections, they lose all of them? Unless people who were independent. And those who were independent won. The Papi Flomo for District 13. That a Topa for Bon County. So there's an underlying issue. So the best way forward is the Liberian people should decide who should be the Senate bearer of the CPP by the CPP conducting a nationwide primary where they will have debates so the Liberian people can hear from them and then let them decide who is the best person for them from the CPP. I think that's the best way forward.
That's the best way forward. Is that what you are recommending to the CPP?
Yes, sir.
Do you think you don't think those options were explored before coming to this point?
Well, basically, there was certain idea that was put forward by the ANC. They talk about VPS. Okay, and that idea has been rejected.
Why you think
by the ALP?
Why you think it was rejected? Why you think it was rejected?
Well,
let's talk to me a little bit.
Because there is a fear factor. There is a fear factor, just like I told you, because some of these political party leaders have pledged their support to a particular candidate within the system, because some of them know that they cannot win the election. They cannot become president of Liberia. So going to have a VPS where they will honor stay, Liberian people stay. Yes, sir.
Let me see. I'm getting a call from inside Liberia here. Let me see. Hello, caller, are you there?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, are you calling to participate on the show?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. What's your name and where are you calling from? Which part of Liberia?
I'm calling from Saniquale.
Oh, from Saniquale. That's Nima County, Saniquale. Okay, how are you? How's Saniquale? Yeah. What's on your mind?
I'm fine. I think this is my second time calling on the program.
Oh, yes, the other day. Oh, right. Okay, guys, so please listen. Okay, so you are the guy on ground that. What we need to hear from you today from on ground. Somebody please mute your phone if you are driving. Oh, I think it went up. Are you there from Liberia?
I can see my unit in. Let me recharge and call back.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. Let me just okay. Can you guys wrap up so we can accommodate other people, the callers that I have. Nathan, 30 seconds. Make your comment.
Yes, I will. Mr. Soe, thank you for the hosting. But I'm saying the fellow just spoke, and the guy before him who said they prefer war. And these are the people that arrest people and say people threatening. Du Moine was arrested for making terroristic statements. Look, all I'm saying is this. The ANC, the ALP, all these political institutions, they are not coming together to say we'll all be present at the same time. Number one. Number two is that, look, we will unite. I'm confident that people or things were discussed in closed doors that will not come out. I'm sure they all know that not all of them are electable. I'm also sure that the people who just get it all wrong when he said, anyway, look, I don't want to castigate people. I'm saying P.P. Baka is a man of knowledge. Okay. You know, the party has had a stigma on them, but we will make sure that this organization, the CPP, is united. Look, there's no guarantee that even those that are leading those institutions will be the nominees. There'll be a primary. There'll be a primary for every party to bring forth their candidate. And then there'll be a super primary to elect that.
Okay, thank you, my man. Let me solve.
Thank you very much.
All right. You see what I'm laughing, and I do not trust these people. I do not believe in them. They not even get the state power. See how they are behaving. When we give it to them, it will be another hell on earth. They will kill themselves before even inauguration. My goodness. All right. Let me come to this caller here.
Okay.
612.
Mr. Soe,
Yeah, 610 number. Are you there? Hold on 1 second. Let me
yeah,
just reduce the other
I'm
caller
here.
that. Yeah, 610 will
I'm
come
here,
to
Mr.
you.
Soe.
Yeah, just hold on
All
1
right.
second.
Okay.
612 number 30 second. Make your comments so we accommodate other callers. 612 number 99634. Go ahead quickly. 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for having me. All I can say is that I think the opposition, they are too weak, and having Kuka is going to give them a run for their money. And the best we can do is just not to listen to him at this time, because any attempt to having to give him any leverage,
Okay.
he's going to use that leverage against them in time to come.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Good. All right. 610. Hold on. Let me just call the number out here. 817 number. You want to make your final statement?
Yeah, Mr. Soe.
Go ahead.
Thank you for your platform again. I'll listen to the fellow who talked about the VPS. We are trying to introduce something to the majority of the people who don't even understand computer and have no knowledge of computer. Now, how will you trust that system to be viable when we are not thinking about even educating the people much on it? We need to educate the people. If we want to do that system, we need to educate the masses on a larger extent. Again, thanks for your program. Again, for today, I think the CPP will hold if everybody hold on to the gavel and everybody starts to do things positively. That includes us as citizens and not only members of the different parties. It includes all of us.
Absolutely.
Making the right approach.
Okay.
Thank you again for your platform.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, let me go to this number here, 610 number, been so patient. Thank you so much for being so patient and tolerant with us. 6494, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Mr. Soe.
Okay.
How you doing?
Good. What's your name and where you calling from for the benefit of my audience?
My name is Lpr-Tv. I'm calling from the state of Iowa.
Okay.
State of Des Moines.
Okay. All right. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Dolo.
Okay. First of all, I must commend the political leaders of the CPP, all of them yesterday. It was a great work. And they could have done better than that. No matter how they will face this document, portray and present it to the public, some will agree, some will refuse, some will, resist it, but that's the beauty of democracy. Now, a fellow who just left this, your channel now said that the people don't want to go for primary, they refuse this. First of all, if you read that document, you will hear about VPS. You know, if you hear about VPS, where they say when they don't come up with a fair choice, they will go, first of all, they have to vote among themselves. If they agree among themselves, then there's no need for primary. Or if they can't make it, they will go and have the voter perspective. It's all set in the document. So I would beg that, Mr. Soe, you get this document here so you go to the voter perspective survey. Yeah, the voter perspective survey is in the document. They talk about it. They said they cannot get any clear winner. They will go put a voter perspective survey on. It's in the document. But what I'm trying to say is that I will encourage all Liberians. This is the only hope we have if we really want to make a practical change instead of theoretical change. This is the only hope we have to join this freedom train of the CPP.
Which
it's a collective effort. It's a freedom train.
Oh, freedom train. Okay.
For all Liberians. You know, we know how this country is run. We know how Liberia looks like now. If we really want to see it like this, if you read that document we presented yesterday, that was the most featured document. And you saw those leaders, they were very humble. Where they even said in the corner, in the closet, they came out like Bernard Ure. I must give him credit. He came out and said, look, I must commend Kofi Woods. There came a time that we couldn't stand this thing here. He was instrumental doing the background work. I must commend Alexander Cummings. I went to him and I told him, you have to put an elephant skin on this body. It will cut you, They will disrespect you. But hey, this is the leader we are. We got no better choice in this. If you read that same document, tomorrow, if the CPP come to leadership, they're trying to bring the political party number down because we have a high number of political parties in the country. Those are spoken in the document. I know who is going to be better for our democracy. Maybe we can have 4 or 3 political parties, that would be fine. Instead of having 20 or hundreds of political parties. But I feel and I know that with the CPP, Liberia are going to have regain her status because you see they got professional people who work mostly internationally and who can consult. Look at A.Zean Soe. He could play a dual role. If he's president, he could play a dual role. If he's vice president, he could play a dual role. He could serve as a foreign minister. Not foreign minister proper. He could go as the vice president.
He could play if he's president. He could. Why? So he should be vice president and be foreign minister. Is that what you
want to do? Dual role. You want to make it? I'm saying no.
You want to Cote d'Ivoire?
I'm speaking English. A dual role. Dual role meaning the foreign minister is there, but he comes to just make a phone call to this country, to this leader, to this business executive, and he'll tell foreign minister, say, if this is done, so reach to that place to see what we're going to get there.
It's a hair scratching thing you are telling me about. If these people you say they are competent, they must be able to put people there. They don't have to tell people do this. They must put people competent people in place.
Mr. Soe. Here's the thing, Mr. Soe. Here's the thing. I am a member of an organization here, which is the critical finger.
Right.
When we talk about bringing radio, they say, "Dololo." So you know, Mr. Soe, bring him, let him settle this for all. I mean, if you are foreign minister, you don't know all. A.Zean Soe don't know all. Benin Ayue don't know all. Honorable Bwaka don't know all. Those are collective efforts. All right? But someone reminding you, those say, look, if we do this, this will be better. It doesn't matter playing your role. It's at the playing scene. No. People work behind doors. And you know how government runs, Mr. Soe, you work in government. All right? You know how government runs.
No, but when you say, because when you say dual role, in the context of dual role, that person going to be playing he will be multitasking.
We are speaking in the inner circle of the party.
Well, look, we are now a soothsayer right? for us to be reading your mind. You come clean with us and tell us.
This is the thing. Take, for example, how far Bezon Garfini has gone. Where Bezon Garfini has gone as a foreign minister. Nowhere.
I understand, but yeah.
Okay. How many investors Bezon Garfini have brought into Liberia?
Okay.
Now, those are the burdens on the we are government. This is why we are looking at that. Say, hey, this government is not the right government.
Okay, then give me a chance.
How far the finance minister has gone? How far the trade minister are going to say, look, these are the investors I'm bringing. So they have become someone they have become burden to the president. The president is not an easier place.
Okay, hold on one second now. Let's have like a conversation. So you the CPP, and those are legitimate arguments that you are making, you are outlining, alleging that these people are not doing something. But if you tell me that you're going to have a certain vice president to be playing a dual role, then you are trying to change our constitution, and then you are simply telling me you're going to bring some other people who are incompetent because the vice president or whoever should be busy, be doing other things. The president should assign another task to the vice president, maybe managing the tournament agency, and you want to tell me for the vice president to be playing the role of a foreign minister, then it makes no difference than what we are talking about.
I said cool. Cool.
We're not in your mind. Yes. So you gotta come clean with us. We are not soothsayer to tell us to read your minds and what you're going to be doing.
Example. You know, I know.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, let me bring you to a point. Mr. Soe. Here in the articles where you once upon a time visited, when President Felix Houphouët-Boigny developed articles today, what did he do? He has his minister proper sitting as an avore. In the background playing that ball, it was a white man, it was a French man, they're playing the ball to say, Mr. Minister, consult with me, let's move. I'm trying to say, if Mr. Cummings, if somebody is there.
Come here, Dolo. Let somebody, please lower your monitor. We get somebody, if you can, man, just lower your monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank
you. Sorry, Mr. Soe.
Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead, Dolo.
If he is there, with his connection as a businessman, you know where it made this man working in the cocoa industry. He went to Nigeria. He built it up. Those are perfection. All right. Now, if he is there and he knows exactly what his country needs, he doesn't need to come to some the foreign minister. He could take a visit. While taking a visit to that country, he takes his foreign minister and then we trade minister with him. That's part of it.
Look.
But he will tell them, look, the rest of the job, do it. You know this, I know this, you work in government. That's the only way we can get it. Those are the bridge. See, that's what God feeling. What feeling has brought to you? See, worship topic. What worship topic I brought to you today? See, those are burden on the government. When John we are moved, they move.
Yeah.
You never heard one day that our foreign minister
let me say this, and I don't want you to create an apprehension and to tell me and be using words with the hope and guessing that my audience, people that are listening, they will say, okay, this is what the man's saying. So when you call here, that's what we do. The politicians, ordinary citizens, because people's statements, their comments, we will hold people responsible of their comment. You saw the other Jasper man here, they're going to be carrying war. If you were opposition, for the opposition, it's good. People will give people choices as to where they want to be. But if you are opposition seeking for state power and you are unable to persuade, to be persuasive, to articulate the message of the people that you believe in, but instead to come and throw this sort of kitchen sink, those sort of divisive comments, you're not even doing your people that you believe in, you're not even doing that good. That's what some of them are doing. All right, in 30 seconds, before I bring in the next caller.
In 30 seconds, my first appreciation goes to the CPP, to the leaders, to our leaders there, and we are looking up to them. We are the custodians to convince voters to come on board, to explain the policy of the CPP, what the CPP stands for. And Mr. Soe, thank you very much. This is a freedom train. You are invited to join.
You said what?
John, this is a freedom train. Freedom.
I'm interested to talk to the captain of the freedom train.
What time you want to talk to him? I can bring me some comments on board. He's open every time. That's what he does.
You know how long I've been. You know how long I've been with that. I'm open. If you want him to get him, I say
when you were there at that time.
I'm talking about here. I have made an appointment.
No, listen to me. No. When he was not in the capacity as a CPP, but now he is open to you, the Liberian people. The comment is open to everybody.
You see, he's not even claiming so he's not even claiming ladder. He was on the first floor. You didn't even make us to gain access. When he get on top of the roof, I tell you, we'll see.
No, don't say that. Listen, let me tell you this. I'm from the Unity Party. All right? So if you want to say you want to bring Blanca, I'm going to bring Blanca on board. But for this time, we, the CPP, our leaders is who we look at.
What is the difference? What is the difference with the CPP and COP? I'm still confused.
Good. You're not confused, but journalists, y'all like to act like y'all don't know what is going on.
I'm not a soothsayer.
You okay.
Or not a psych guy to tell the future.
You follow. Okay, here I say, Mr. Soe, you follow the COP activity. The COP is a what? Pressure group. It's a pressure group, not a political party. All right. So a pressure group to pressure the government to do the right thing. It's not member of the political party. All right? That's it. Henry Costa, he is a member of ALP. You know that. And he ran as a representative. So that's it. It's a pressure group. Mo Ali, who is the Secretary General for the COP, he is a Unity Party member, and he said, Honorable, the best senator in Republic of Liberia, they like Honorable Darius Abraham Dillon that is going for second round. We're trying to get him re-elected. He is member of the Liberty Party, but he identified with the COP.
After pocketing $6,500 worth.
You are allergic.
He didn't take. They didn't pay. He didn't get a $6,500. Is that what you want to tell me?
Oh no. You don't give me a blank check that I sign it for you. Don't give me a blank check. I don't. Physicians sign blank check. The CPP don't sign blank check. I don't sign a blank check.
So you
didn't want to bring that.
So you didn't believe
I can bring Dillon on board. If you want, I can bring Dillon for any interview. You will sit where you remember the CPP. And we are happy.
You know how?
We don't close our door.
Hold on 1 second.
Like CDC.
Dillon, I would be glad. I drove to Dillon's house when I was in Monrovia. And since I've been invited
to Dillon dinner together, you show it. We saw it.
And since then, now he up the hill. they have become more selective. Just how even the very government people, they how to do their thing. They
we
have
are not
a free
selected. No. Sorry for interrupting
so
respectfully.
Then tell him I'm open to it, even though I've been calling.
The light is not selective. As I put a phone that will call the light, and the light will talk to you. Yes. Look, let me tell you
the same thing, George. Hold on one second. The same thing, George Lobo did up to this time here. That don't can't commit yourself to something that you know you can't do. All right, my man, make your last point. Let me bring in other people. We're not going to have.
My last point, Mr. Soe, we would like to invite you to CPP. You are a good journalist, and we will need you on board. Maybe you could be our media room, and we'll drive this train. You are invited to be a registered member.
Are you
I want to encourage anyone to join this train.
Are you serious?
The Catholic in Liberia have been so long. This is the time for you to come and wear your shirt.
Are you serious? Okay, thank you so much.
I'm very serious.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's honor revision.
All right, thank you.
All right. Oh my goodness. What about this guy there? Oh man. Okay, guess hold on one second. Okay, let me please folks, let me take the call from Liberia, and I'm trying to do something here. Are you there, Liberia? Okay.
Hello? You don't get about me?
Okay, 410, Gibson, please hold on. 410, make your last comment quick.
Yes, sir, Mr. Soe, thank you so much. Before I conclude, first of all, I want to clarify something. You asked me a question when I spoke and talked about the voter playing a role in the selection process of the CPP candidate. I did not. You asked me if that recommendation ever made by member of the CPP or those that was spearheading the process. I told you they made mention of the VPS one point. I did not say the VPS were not part of the final document because I have not seen it. I was only answering to your question when you asked, but then the caller that just left make it seem like as though I was saying that it was rejected or it's not part of the process. No, that's not what I was saying.
That man speaking for yourself, man. Don't you're not even owing.
Okay, so having said that, I mean, like I said, the CPP from all look of it.
Okay, hold on. Let me just get this Liberia guy. Let him make his comment.
All they have to do, the right thing, get everybody involved.
Okay, hold on one second.
Especially the voters.
Yeah, hold on one second. Let me just get this guy calling from Liberia. He been calling. Let him make a comment, then you will still go ahead. Are you there, Liberia? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. My comment is you were talking about CPP, and I just had some general comment to make.
Okay.
You see, in Liberia, if you look actually at the political landscape, we do not have political institutions that people really depend on. All the political parties, I think, since the True Party, all the parties are being built around individuals. People will have the intentions of becoming president with presidential ambition, then they form political party. Then the other people will go around. I may be wrong, but I'm not seeing any political institution in Liberia where it is built, as an institution. Then people go there, you go for primary while they look for the presidency. So the issue with even Cummings, and is the party is built around him because somebody want to become president. So it becomes difficult. This is the reason why I'm not a member of any political party in Liberia, because political party is about individuals. So the day we will have a strong individual that are able to articulate the aspiration of the people, I think will change the country. But when you're looking at the political party, each time the stronger person that the party is built around is gone, the party is there. Example, that NPP. Example, even when Ellen came into the country, or when I was small, the first party Ellen then was in our Kokuliako Action Party. But when Ellen came and Green Action Party time, the information is that they cleverly left her out in the state, and because they didn't want her to be the political leader or the central bearer, they went, they have a primary, they kick her out. When she came, she went to Unity Party. The Unity Party opened the door for her, and she became the central bearer to this. She became that. So that how the political landscape in Liberia it is. Trust me, the day Georgia leaves his party, the party will be there. Prince Johnson have another party here first. When the people try to make him to adhere to the rules of the party, the laws of the party, he left. The party died. He went and formed another one. So this is how the Liberian politics work.
Exactly, you're
right. Somebody was saying something about sometimes the perception have been that I not want to do that whole I may be wrong. That whole the mentality that Ellen came here, she did nothing, she squandered everything. Before you measure something, there should be a baseline.
Right.
Those all that live in Liberia, we knew the baseline. Is it what it was? It the working? Was it people working for government? They can't get paid. Let me just give you one example. When civil servants, when they were being paid, they had people sitting at the finance ministry called paymaster. These guys, these men and women will deliberately take people's checks and eat it. When you go there, when you go pay, they say, oh, they printing, your check, they not come in Monrovia. When you go Monrovia, they say, oh, your check going to Maryland. When they know that you're from Nima, they say your check going to Maryland. They know you will not go there. They were doing this thing over and over, and when Ellen King, one of the best things she ever did is to pay people through the banking system. That was making poor teachers who were making money, who were working just for somebody sitting down there, they call paymaster. Their wives, they were on payroll. Their children, all their children, they were on payroll. Their girlfriend, they were on payroll. So one of them were having 10, 15, 200 checks. With them, while people are working, they are not being paid. It Ellen has nothing to do. That one, at least she can be counted for. The land issue that are in this country. People say, owe me $3,000 in Monrovia. They fool me. They sold other people land. They took my money. Up to this time, we stay in court. That land reform law that they put that anybody you say anybody land is a criminal offense. It has curbed down those things. The two institutions that are in Liberia, Cottington and University of Liberia. If you graduate in the interior level, those are all in the interior, those two institutions to enter that war. Who do you know in Monrovia? Ellen opened those community colleges today is a help.
I just got in the report, not to even call you out, our guy from Sunny College, just I produced that the community college in Sunny College has been granted the degree status, right? Is that how true that?
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. It was announced this morning.
Okay, it's Daniel Kate just I sent
and most of those things that will be done there will be those sand courses or agriculture or forestry and other things. So all of those institutions were not here. Ellen was building, laws and other things to protect people. The rape issues all over the place. University of Liberia, time in memorial, the place that right near Capitol Hill there say it's shameful when you come from other countries for you to show it as a university campus. I think the Chinese working and build something that when children come and look at that campus, they can feel proud to go there. The early time, more young people were given scholarship. They went out of this country to get educated today. They even if they don't do anything, at least they went out and get some genuine education from there. I'm not saying that she never had flaws. The issue of corruption in this country, if you go to places like they say World Trade Center, I've never been there, I don't have evidence, but people take government money, they go there, they face all the paper you think about when they go, they put it in the system. So the individuals themselves are corrupt. The system is corrupt.
Okay.
So as a result, those are the things then that are causing the problem for us. So to conclude, the issue of CPP, whether they're going to build institutions, I doubt it. Nobody build institution in this country. They do things around individual. If the day God will help us to have that individual that have the mind, that have the mind to fight corruption, to be straight on the point. When somebody do wrong thing, they do the right thing. They say, yeah, you are commended for it. Those that do the wrong thing, and the law take a course, and they are not people who discriminate. I think we'll be getting somewhere.
Okay, let me jump before I know you're running out of time. You're calling from Sunny Quilly. I will come to this guy. There's a guy who just called here, and I was just questioning him about Senator Dara Dillon, because they're doing the same thing that the government is doing, and then when you talk, they frown on, they get mad. Tell me, you in Liberia, the 6,500 the 30 senators took, did Dara Dillon, he got his own or not?
No, the 6,500, there was a call. Dara Dillon, I must say, I listened to him on a podcast where he said that the money was not illegal, according to them. In their system, they have the money there.
I'm not talking about the status, whether he received it and then he turned to humanitarian, and other body see it and turned to humanitarian. I'm not even looking at that, all of the criteria or the things that are, but I just want to know whether he received it, which of course he received, and he turned to humanitarian.
Yeah, he received it.
And they are giving justification, but they have their supporters here. People, they just call, and that's the same thing you're talking. The more or less believe in individual than having the institution. All of them that are doing NGO right now, the senator, representative, everybody now they are NGO. They're giving relief now. I bet after their term, whoever does that, since all the former people, who's the former maybe senator or representative in Nima that you want to call, anybody, whether the divine bucket or the divine cup around there, they don't do it. They take the
those are divine cup. The former senator Adobo is divine rights and other things, but with a political ambition.
There you go. So there's always attachment. They always have exactly. They always have a hope.
They're not doing it because they love the people. They're doing it because you want to run.
There you go.
And one of the crimes the people in the house are committed in my side is that they have allotment in the budget called legislator earmark project.
Look at that.
Because they want to take their government money and use it. Those of them who are fair to use it now, they will use it, they go, they buy something, they carry it. But they will not tell the people that this money, that government money. They will add that their own money or their own glory. Then they are the thing that in a House of Senate, people should go through the procurement process. If they want computer, they should put it through the system will go and buy the computer.
No,
but why would you take money and give it to an individual and say that operational cost? For him to do that, it is the institution that's supposed to have an operational cost. If by all this, the other senator is debt is small, he put in for the debt, they go and replace the debt. If by all the air condition have problem, they go and fix it. But all of those money are channeled through the individual. And where is the transparency? Where is the accountability that there?
There you go. Well,
and we have never heard whether they ever audited the legislator and how you call it. Dara Dillon have been pushing that there should be an audit, and they are refused for it to happen.
Okay.
What kind of society are we living in?
All right. Well, hopefully we will find the right society. Thank you so much, and please stay safe in Sunny Quilly now. We appreciate your participation here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, folks. I'm sorry. I mean, a young man is calling from inside Liberia. He's calling. They are the people on there feeling the pains and stuff. So we gotta give them to. Okay, somebody was 410 conclude, and then I will come to my man Gibson.
Yes, sir. I mean, the callers just touched some of the point I was making. Like I was saying, our people, they go into politics for their own self, not for the Liberian people. I can bet you most of the things that are happening in the House, the Liberian people themselves don't even know. It was even because of Darrell Dillon that the Liberian people got to know how much the representatives and the senators make. So these things need to change. And we are counting on the CPP to make this happen. We need a political revolution, not a war. Anybody threatening war is not going to work. But we need to hold our people accountable. As far as the law that the caller were talking about earlier, there are, if I would say millions, there are thousands of laws on the book of Liberia, but the laws are not being enforced. Okay. Before Ellen Johnson started giving power, the laws have been there. But are they being enforced? Of course not. And we need a new generation in the new direction that will make our country marketable for us and our people. For me, I will not serve no elected position if our people are expecting me to go and give them something or give a bucket or rice or something for them to let them know. Because if they do that, I'm not going to be accountable for them. I will only be paying myself back because of what I have already spent. And that's what is happening in our country. And it needs to stop. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Gibson Jaru.
Yes, sir. How are you doing, sir?
Good afternoon. How are you?
Am I loud and clear?
Loud, clear. Even if you want to make yourself visible, you're going to be. I know you have cut a lot. You've been taking down notes by with the visual of my eyes. I know your photo is already there. Okay, I guess you've been following a little bit yet, and you heard my interactions with Dolo and stuff like that. So, talk to me a little bit. What's going on?
The first thing I wanted to talk about is the CPP. Mm-hmm. As you know, in February 2018, the Collaborating Political Party announced the formation of the CPP. Right. And February 2018, February 2019, February 2020, that's 3 years.
Okay, Mr. Kwame, you're calling to participate, right?
Yes, sir, because I like this show always.
Okay, good. I'm putting you on. Just hold on. Okay.
Alfonso, my concern here, if these 4 political parties will take 3 years and 4 months to just come up with framework, not the main thing. And I read the whole thing. There's so many loopholes in that framework. If you don't have a copy, I can send you a copy.
Yeah, I will appreciate that. You have my email.
Yeah, I will send you a copy. I will send you the original copy.
Okay.
I got the original copy. I will send it. So I'm wondering if 4 political parties can figure out in 3 years and 3 months just to come up with a framework, not even the thing. In our framework, there's nothing of how delegates will be selected, how they're going to do it, whether they will be selected or they'll be elected, who's going to represent what, how they're going to choose their candidates, how are they going to do, whether they're going to be election or primary. All of those things are absent in the framework. And people are praising the Lord. I'd like to say thank you for coming up with the framework. And the reason I'm saying this, Alfonso, these people have told this government in 2 years they expected the government to do exploit to do everything that they thought the government should have done. The government should be able to take care of the salary issues, civil servants would be take care of gasoline, food, rice, and everything, road, everything. The government should have a grip of it. In 2 years, they were already on the government's back. But in 3 years and 3 months, they only gave us a framework. The CPP, for me, the way it looks is set up for failure. That's how I feel. Benin Ayure naturally does not like comments. I mean, I may be wrong. Benin Ayure does not naturally like comments. And I think what is going to happen, I hope my prediction is wrong, Benin Ayure is going to stick with Joseph Boakai, and they are going to program the entire process against the ANC. And I can see ANC walking away from this alliance because it doesn't look genuine for them. And Cummings has said he's not willing to be number 2. Even though he promised, he said if they went to primary and somebody was selected, he will follow through. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't think if Cummings goes to the primary and he was not selected as presidential candidate for the alliance, I can see Cummings walking away from the alliance.
I'm thinking, and we're going to be making this sort of guess game for a while until we can see something tangible to come here. But I was told, what is happening behind the scene and what are you going to survive, what are you going to come to fruition, so we yet to know. They are trying to get boycott on type, and folks are trying to get Cummings to be convinced to come to the center because it will give you a good face. Boycott being in the idea and to give you a good picture with the international community. And boycott, considering the age, fair to mention, at the end of the day, it will build up the, what his name said, Cummings, caller, please mute your phone. It will elevate Cummings to be the potential person by then he's well nurtured into the system. But there's no doubt that there's some sort of bloodbath. The Cummings supporter, the boycott supporter, the Euro supporter. It's a little hell they're going to go through here, but we want to see how it plays out. But hold on, Gibson, don't go away. Let me just bring in another critical voice here. 929-033, and I'm going to be bringing into Pakwami. 929, are you there? 0330. 929-0330. Yeah, airplane can blow on you. Are you there?
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I'm Pastor William Bajibo.
Okay.
I'm calling from Indianapolis, Indiana precisely.
Okay, let's see. We're going to get some spiritual thought right now. And we're Pastor here. So, Pastor, yeah, what we're talking about your country. Let's what do you have to say? Go ahead.
Hello, you getting me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yes, like I was saying, highly appreciate they showed in the topic on the discussion. And I guess the previous caller was saying, these are things we want to stress on. We want to make Liberian people to know we all love Liberia and we all are Liberian. But one thing that we're lacking in Liberia right now is people who have the country and the citizens at heart. Comes to the issue of COP, like he rightly stated. Once upon a time, what brought all of this delay? Once upon a time, Alexander Cummings was saying that he's not willing to collaborate with other political parties. Now, the question here today, why now is being part of it and being the head as a chairman right now? And like my brother stated, taking 3 years plus to just come up with something that is not even genuine yet. So what is the guarantee that you are giving Liberians? That when you ascend to power tomorrow, that when we put you there, the expectation of the country and the people will be met. So we just see that people are only there to see the little money they spend and see how best they can get triple what they have spent. And Liberians, most of us, our ears are just itching for people to tell us things that have no one magnitude of truth in it. Because when reality is being spoken to all, truth is being spoken to all, we hate such a person. And we take the person to be enemy, but the one that will come and say a lot of fallacy, say a lot of stuff that, which of course he made nothing of, and he cannot even implement at the given time. That's the kind of people what.
So quickly here.
Right now, even at COP, this is what I told people. I said, the very COP, they are not even taking state power. See the kind of break away, see the kind of division among them. What is the confidence a Liberian can put into these people and put it into power? It is about time that we all, I love this top show, that we all be able to tell our people the truth and preach the message. People may think that, you against the party, you're against the political party, or you're against a group of people that put themselves together. No. One thing I was sharing with one other brother, he said, the reason you talk these things because you're in America and blah, blah. I said, it is not America is not my home. It's not my country.
But we shouldn't look at the wrong thing and always be supporting it because I'm part of the wrong people and part of the wrong organization.
Okay, quickly here, before I go to the next person here. So, in essence, I could be wrong of your analysis. You don't see the authenticity into the COP. Is that what you're saying?
101%, my brother.
101%.
Because you even see yesterday there was a talk show. There was a talk show yesterday that was here, and they asked Henry Costa about the leadership that had been set up, and he said he will not support anybody for presidency until what he put on the floor they can accept it, they can sign it, they can agree. So you see, power struggle. Like that's what the other brother was saying.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Okay. Pakwame. Mr. Kwame, are you there? Hello? Pakwame, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, 99%, somebody was just saying, and I know you've been monitoring extensively. We have come a long way to talk this sort of endless Liberia situation. Thursday, all things considered, dominance of this whole discussion, the union, I don't know whether it's a new one, we've been hearing about it by the CPP and all other things. Where are we heading as a nation?
Well, I just came in and listened to the second to the third callers. That was the time I got involved. And like I said before, the features of Liberia is like, a ship that is heading to a very promised destination or promised land. And then every member or every citizens of that nation, because they are important belonging, they are valuable belonging, and get into the ship. Because they are being told there's a tsunami on the way coming to their nations. So they need to be evacuated. So when they got in a ship, while on their way, and they realized that there's no GPS systems in the ship, and there's no captain in the ship. So what do you think would be the destinations of this ship? So the ship will, sink in the middle of the sea, oceans, or will end up to the deserted beach somewhere in the oceans. It can't go anywhere. All right, because the two things that command or control the ship are absent, the captain and the GPS systems. All right, the political party, the Liberian government, and the Liberian citizens. Every discussion left out the citizen race of Liberia. The problem in Liberia is the citizens. It's not the government. Do not expect to have a good policing within the society if that society itself is not good. The behavior in the societies are criminals. So do not expect to get good policing from that society, because it is a society that produces the police. But the reasons I like your show, because you are very objective, you are very balanced, and I know communications help a lot. Okay, there are two ways to communicate. People thought communications by itself can help. Yes, it do help a little bit. But communication without connections, it can't take you anywhere.
Right.
We have to be able to connect with Liberian people in terms of substance, in terms of objectivity. Where is the objective here or objectivity here? Liberian citizens themselves are the problem. Because when you use the word government is not belong to a group of people or single or people. It is everybody involvement make a government. We need to understand these things. And we produce a government. All right. The government works based on the inspiration and the ideas of the people. If the people ideas are short standards, definitely you will find problem with that government. All right. Does Liberian people know all of this? No, they don't know it. This is why they need to be helped in terms of group organizations, women group, marketers, unions organization. There should be an educational program within this community to try to give ideas to these people. When the people know their right, they can demand their right better than anyone else, better than any nation. I set that example here. When the women were being left out in the systems of the United States, every activist group that was set up to help the women never take them anywhere. But when the women was knowledgeable enough, what they achieved from 1950 to now is more than what they achieved from 1818 to 1950. Because they know themselves right now. Nobody needs to speak for them. This is what needs to happen to Liberia. I told you here before, every rebel war that took place around the globe, only few succeeded, like Paul Kagame in Rwanda, like Kabila in Zaire, direct takeover. But every one of them went to elections and lost. Only Taylor succeeded in Liberia, based on the mindset of the people. Taylor own created rebel, RUF in Sierra Leone, went into elections and failed. All right, now we're talking about Boakai. Still, Liberians have now learned from Mr. Taylor through George Weah to Boakai. You vote for somebody when you are convinced the person has idea that can better represent you. From Mr. Taylor to George Weah, they presented nothing to Liberian people, but still they voted for them. Still, you have not learned from that. According to the information that Boakai been in the politics for the past 48 years, numerous of problems erupted in Liberia for that past 48 years. You don't see any articles in Liberia where Boakai has made comments condemning or supporting any of these problems. And now you want to take that person to be a president. You know, we don't learn. And then you expect that person to perform a miracle. You don't have it. You never have it before coming to the stage, and you will not have it because idea is inspirational. People are born with ideas. People don't learn ideas. This is why there is no school for presidents. Because president has every tools he needs if he wants to be a good person. The economic advisor, political advisor, international, all of these advisors are well trained, are Western educated. But the environment does not allow them to expound or to be able to nurture their knowledge or to insert their knowledge into the system. First of all, the African government wants everybody to watch it him like Donald Trump. They don't want anybody to be committed to the systems of the nation. When people are educated, they will force these kind of things because they don't want loyalty to the nation. They don't want loyalty to the institution. They want loyalty to him as a president. This is how they create an environment on uncertainty so that when they have these educated people from around the globe, around there, even though people expect them to do something, they cannot function because they already destroyed the fabric of that person's idea to make that person to be committed to him, not the system. Otherwise, in Liberia, we don't need no law. The Liberian Constitution was photocopied from America into Liberia. Liberian government don't need to work like other governments. Okay, you don't need to build airport. Airport was given to you. You don't need to build Freeport. Freeport was given to you. And various organizations was brought into the country from 1920 to present. Firestone, the LMC, the Land Code, the Burma in the 70s, the regional something in Manu River, Congo, in Grand Kitman. With all of that resources put together, Liberia went nowhere. And all these people was involved. There was a player. Somebody going to tell me now, no. Okay? And to tell you the circumstances of our mindset, when the war erupted in 1990, The regional players, like Senegal, let's say ECOWAS, invited the Liberian people or Liberian group into their various country to discuss their own affairs. We refuse. Okay? Those discussions could only last for a few months or a few weeks. We refuse. The various doctors who got together, they went to Banjul, they undermined the system, and they set up their own government. They could not take that government out of Monrovia. We didn't want tax, no accountability, no development, just bring peace to your own land. They failed. All right, so this is why I want to bring the Liberian citizen into the whole thing here. If we want to help Liberia, let's go to Liberia and set up various educational groups. It don't have to be a school, it don't have to be a college. To give them broad ideas of their own rights, not only a right under a government, but individual right, inalienable right to self-determination, right to accept and right to refuse. These basic rights people need to know. People need to know that the size of Liberia economic at this time, the leader, the head of state of that nation does not need to have private jet because of the size of their economy. All right? People need to understand that the brain scanner, no hospitals in Liberia has that. But the salary of the House of Representatives, both houses, are so exorbitant. Liberians are under less than $2 billion budgets. Maximum. It's not even to that level, but let me just give you that. Ghana is about $28 billion budget. They pay their representatives less than $5,000 a month. Okay? So where are you going to go? In the economy that is a resources-based economy, it's not an industrial-based economy. So where the money is going to come from? If the fire team does not pay you tax, people does not ship in Liberia, no revenue, you don't export anything anymore. And so those are common sense.
No
let's come to,
you're spending more when you don't even have it.
Yeah, let's come together and sit on the table and try to discuss where we can get some cut here to balance our government. These things are not taking place. Then you expect the Liberian to go. It's like putting new water into the old bottles, and then you continue to complain about the bottles. Okay, then you change the water, you put it into the new old bottle. So whatever government is coming into the old bottles. They're not going to do a dang thing because the system itself create the conditions and the atmosphere for what is happening right now.
Okay, so let's see here. So we have other guy here, Gibson here. There's other number here. But before I kind of switch gear here,
I just wanted to. I'm sorry, I just wanted to make a little comment about the brothers. He said too many things. It's very difficult for anybody to comment. I just wanted to comment on when people blame the citizens of Liberia. I don't usually go into that blame game because if you look at our country, we have nearly 80% illiteracy, people who cannot read and write. So if you compare things like America, where almost every child that is born going to school, almost all the women have either passed through school one way or the other. So they can read and write, they have a better understanding of what is going on around them. In Liberia, we cannot blame the people because the people don't know what is happening. They don't know what the political games our people are playing. It is the politicians who are not honest, who are using the ignorance of the people to gain what they want to gain. I mean, Alfonso, think about it. See how many of our people who do not know what they are doing. And see the very few people
Gibson,
who are using...
Let me intercept you a little bit. That I don't usually like. You say they do not know what they are doing. But these are people who also come out in open air and make proclamations of people that they support. They make statements. Is it out of ignorance or is this what sort of loyalty is that?
Ignorance. It is out of ignorance. Tell me, let me just give you a few examples. Alfonso, what kind of person who actually know what they are saying. The men like Costa will go on the air and say, I will drag the president in the street, the market door, and they say, yay, you are a good guy. What kind of people who understand what the man is saying when the man says, I hate the president, I want to wake up one morning and see something bad happen to the president, and they say, yay, he's our hero. What kind of president, what kind of person who will wake up in the morning and knows what he is doing when he hear somebody is using violent words? Like Costa said, I will order my supporters, they will juke you with a knife, and when you die, I will stand on top of your body and go live. And the people say, yay, he's our hero. The people don't know what is going on. The politicians, the very few politicians, they use the ignorance of our people to gain what they want, and by the time they gain what they want, that's it. We are talking about Darrell DeLong today. Darrell DeLong was a hero yesterday. He condemned everything his colleague did yesterday. He condemned $45,000 car. He took $48,000 car. He condemned taking money that is not there. He took $6,500. He condemned all these things, and he's doing the same thing. But you know what? They still call him a hero because they don't understand what is going on.
So, okay.
And our politicians they continue to ride on the ignorance of our people. That's why mass education. You know,
I think I agree with you a little bit. Yeah.
Before I end up here, let's look at Cuba, for example. When Fidel Castro took over, the education system in Cuba was almost 85% illiteracy. So what Fidel Castro did was everyone who has a child who is 5 years old or more, if that child is not in school, you will be arrested, prosecuted, and sent to jail. And so everybody who had a child was 5 years or older must be rushing to the school to send their child to school free of charge. And they sent the children to school. It was free of charge, free education in Cuba. Today, Cuba is one of the most educated countries on earth.
100% education.
Their literacy rate now is about 90 to 92.
Yeah.
In Liberia, we don't have that, my brother. You want to see in Ivory Coast, you want to Ivory Coast. If your child reaches 7 years, if that child don't go to school, the government coming after you. As a result, almost everybody in Ivory Coast must have entered school one way or the other. In Liberia, people don't care. Looking at our communities, look at how many children who are not going to school and there's no repercussion. But I mean, we will continue to discuss this because we can't finish it today.
Yeah, but to say these people, what they talk, they don't know what they are doing, politicians manipulate them. So that's where I have issue because these are grown-up people. These are people who wakes up, they know what's going on. They speak on issues. They talk for these people. Unless they say, okay, because of I have pledged my loyalty to these individuals, to these politicians, no matter what, the interests of my country will be secondary. But make this individual primary, then probably that's an understandable language. Okay, so 973 number 937. Are you there?
Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
How are you doing, Mr. Soe?
Good. How are you today?
I'm doing great. My name is Isaac Johnson, calling from Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. How are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been listening to your show almost every time and every day. So first of all, let me applaud you for your beautiful job that you're doing and trying to see how best our Liberian society can be better. But we all in the United States, we trying to learn from the people and we're trying to see how best our country can be better, that we can be proud to go home tomorrow and say, yes, this is my country. These are the issues that I personally fixing with we as Liberian in the diaspora. We are not really truthful to ourselves. We are not realistic in all that we say, in all that we do. And we trying to bring our own country down to the dungeon. Then we come out and say we love Liberia. forgotten to know that we got our children, we got our parents, we got our family, we got everybody in Nigeria tomorrow that want to live a better life.
No, somebody,
But
please put,
how?
whoever, hold on one second, please. Hearing a lot of distortion in the back. Whoever today, just please mute your phone if you're not speaking yet. Some person, please mute your phone. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, Mr. So let's look at Liberia as a whole, because we're looking at the illiteracy rate in Liberia right now. Some are listening to one of your quarters saying it's like 80% illiteracy rate. And I agree with him. I really want to add a 90%, like make it 90%. Yeah, illiterate rate. Yeah, because reason being is this, Mr. Soe. Everybody in Liberia, they know everything. You don't know about the health sector, but you can put your mom, you can just get up one day and just go on social media and put your mom on the health sector. You don't know about the Justice Department, even the Constitution. You don't really know about the Constitution. Good. Even if you can read one or two amendment in the Constitution, but the interpretation of the Constitution, you have to be a law student, you have to be a criminal justice practitioner before you know the in-depth of the Constitution, before you come out and criticize and make retrospective statement when it comes to the Justice Department. We as Liberians, we act like we know everything. This is the problem. Then coming to we as diaspora Liberian, we that in America, we say we go to school, we are living in the international world, we say everything is a song. We should be the same people that will be educating our people back home, when those are educated in chemistry, those are educated in sociology, in psychology, in the criminal justice system. Everybody should go in that area and say, yes, since I specialize in the Justice Department and other stuff, we have to go back down and see how best we can build the Justice Department and see how best we can put all our resources together with all the people that did constitutional law or the criminal justice in America. Let us put our mind together and see how best we can support the criminal justice system and see how best we can support the police in Liberia. You understand, Mr. So then those are in the educational sector. They say yes, since our education system is down today, it's going down to the lowest. We're depending on our children, our sisters, and our brothers to be somebody tomorrow. We that the education and other stuff, let's put our mind together, let's put all our resources together and go and support the education system in Liberia. Because we are educators, we want to see our children better tomorrow. We want to see Liberia fly from one nation to another nation. I said, yes, we have to be proud of ourselves.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. All right. So I know you outlined issues, things that you have concern with. Is there any recommendations how to do it differently?
Oh, I do believe that Joshua may not be like 100%. My recommendation is Joshua may not be like 100% your favorite. He may not be as what you think he wants he to be and other stuff. But I think that if we try to gain a little bit chance from what I'm saying, he's not educated. But look at the illiteracy rate.
What is little bit chance precisely? What's a little bit chance for you? I just want to let my audience to get a sense of what you are saying.
Yeah, for me, if you're talking about my little bit chance, let's see his first 6 years, what he trying to do. Let him do it. And if we can see nothing better and other stuff, then we have our constitutional right to go to the pool and say, yes, this is not the change that we wanted. Oh, Joshua, you fail us and other stuff. But for now, we have to build our own love and patriotism for our country and see how best we can work together to build Liberia and give him a chance.
So,
6 years.
Okay, before Sonia, so from what I'm getting from you, if I'm going off track here, just be quick to call me out. From what I'm saying, you believe the president or the CDC government is on course, right? And nothing as far you are concerned to move the goalposts here, right?
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying, Mr. Soe. Because when you're looking at the flaw in the CDC government, it's too much. You look at the Justice Department, it's too much. We got so many
So when you
deficiencies in
say
the
giving a
Justice
chance, are we to hold him responsible or not?
we have to hold him responsible. We have to put his feet to the fire, and we have to do it in a constructive and a responsible way. Because everything that we see today, what are we doing for the generation, for our incoming generation, for our Liberian citizens, the children that are 7, 8, 9, that they will say yes,
Yeah,
Liberia
but
will going back.
you make reference to a lot of things that is not happening, and you say we should give him chance. The Liberian people should give him chance. I respect your view. So, but then what are you asking him to do if you are also alluding to the fact that these things are not happening, according to what I'm understanding, that it could be wrong? Then what specifically are you asking him for? To how you want him to do it?
I think Joshua need to come up more. He have to put his feet to the fire, because I do know Joshua will be a good president, a tolerant president. He have to see how best to change the whole table.
To
Every
what?
ministry,
Table or what?
not ready to iron table. No, Mr. Sow, not ready to say the iron table, but at least those departments that are not ready functioning
Do you
well
think
and
he
other
needs to
stuff.
fire? Do you think he needs to fire some people to get things done right? You think that way?
I think he need to take some people out that they are not really performing, like the Justice Department. I will always talk about the Justice Department, because in America, the thing that make America really great, people causing a lot of noise and other stuff, is the Justice Department. You see, nobody with all the tough time that going on in America, everybody know that constitutional right, because they teach the children in school.
Only justice you see as a problem for George Weah, the George Weah-led government?
Yeah, I think the Justice Department is a real problem. Those are in the police force and in the higher authority. I think they need to be changed. They need to be well educated. They need to get some kind of criminal justice degree and other stuff that they will know that ethics and professionalism when it comes to dealing with the citizens of Liberia. That's my primary concern.
Okay, thank you very much.
I want to stress on one more thing before leaving this out on
30 seconds. Go ahead quickly before.
On Henry Kosa, you see people making a whole lot of noise here today saying Henry Kosa is a hero. Henry Kosa is trying to destroy our society, and we're sitting here, we're looking at Henry Kosa, we are not taking action.
How is he
Henry
destroying
Kosa he's using the social media to destroy our children, our young mind. The children can no longer know the facts from myth. They can no longer. So everything that Henry Kosa says on his social media and other stuff, they agree that yes, Henry Kosa is saying the truth, because they are not educated to what extent. So we that here in America, you guys are the top show hosts. You guys have to start to debunk some of these things. Now our children can be able to know the facts from myth tomorrow, that our Liberian society can be better.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me bring in Mr. Kwame here, and we'll be wrapping up. All right, I'm getting a tweet here by Kwame, and it was one of my talking points that people we were being told that the representatives, just how the senators awarded themselves financially heavily at the cause to the detriment of the Liberian people. I'm saying Johnson's Gwen Kunun is also tweeting here 7K to each, and that's what I was told this morning. I will still try to get a confirmation just to get this recast budget to go through. And they are saying some of them, they're giving them payback. If this is true, because at the end of the day, it's going to come out. If this is true, that these representatives are rewriting history like the senators did without any sense of consciousness at the expense of the Liberian people, giving them money, giving them payback for their break, and when they're not going anywhere. If this is true, how does this sound to donors? It's like you got enough. You don't need no money to stack 17,000 United States dollars.
Well, good news. I listened to the brother who just left. Before I go into your point, it is very easy to accuse someone of rape, but it is very difficult to prove the rape cases, especially when there's no penetrations involved. That was one of the corrupt things that the men-led government around the world did. They could not give that full right to women in terms of rape accusations. It's the same thing here. The senators or the representative, what houses, the both houses, they may not be wrong because these are constitutionally created for them.
For things, okay.
And the country didn't know about it until now. Even though they have been receiving it in the name of their various constituency, and the constituency have not seen it. Because when they get the money, they take their girlfriend for vacations and different things. The money does not go into the constitution. Their constituency.
Right.
The United States has the same thing, but they have the system, the higher standards of system to be able to monitor whatever money that is marked for EMI, whoever Congress person receiving it, there's a system in place to monitor from the various departments. For example, in the Justice Department, you have Inspector General. Whatever that involves legality or illegality by the officials of the government, that their responsibility to try to find out and prosecute that person. Okay, so they have higher standard set up. Whoever signed for EMI in America, if you sign to build schools or cleaning, they want to make sure that those information that you give at the time of the signing, that they are implemented fully. If they are not implemented, definitely you will lose your seat and you have to be accountable for that money. But in the case of Liberia, that has not been the case for a very long time. Only people have come to know about it just recent time, that there's a certain money marked for or called EMI that is for the various representatives.
So do you see that as a smart and great political ploy by our leaders, people that we elected supposedly to serve our cause, to serve us, to kind of incite or put things to that and cleverly make it part of a law without even because usually, like you and I know in this place here, when these lawmakers, they go on their break, they go around to their constituencies, town hall meetings, and for the most part, most of them will come clear, this is what we want to do. I'm not sure whether that was the case in our country, whether the lawmakers were look in the face and in the eyes of the Liberian people, will be getting this amount of money because of X, Y, Z. Do you think?
No, that have not been the case in Liberia. In fact, the constituency never knew about the money that they have been receiving on behalf of the various constituencies that they claim to represent. They have not been informed and they don't know what is going on. So if one senator do one thing in one area, it is that senator, it's not the government. But this is a government fault. According to the last the last caller, he said President should not hold responsible. President is fully responsible in this area. The president has an ability and the capability to put stop to all of these things here. When you come to the office, especially the size of Liberian government, for the 6 square mile, we talked about that before, you have over 26 different ministries and agencies that have ministerial status. You have to budget all of these ministries. At the same time, they have overlapping of function. For example, Ministry of Transportation, Ministry of Public Works. It's the same ministry everywhere in the globe. So you have NSA, you have the SS, you have different agencies within the Executive Marshal. And the NSS being in Liberia, when people walk into the Marshals have Tobo Slaughter, Kiyokwa walk into Monrovia, the rebel even came. They never knew about it. Only an individual citizen have to give that information to the government. So why keep all of this in? I don't want to use different word here, but this is how the government is fully responsible. Responsible for this act. When Kwame Nkrumah, the reasons I like to mention Kwame Nkrumah, because Kwame Nkrumah defined the definitions of government. He also went against the colonial master because where the colonial master wanted him to go, he refused to go to that direction. He said, we are going to give a free education to our people. And he was warned that his country does not have the budget for that. But he said, yes, we're going to do it. Whatever we have, this is what we're going to do it. Because the resources of any country or generation is a new people. They have to be knowledgeable enough. You see Ghana today. Ghana is a 1960 country. And you saw the time Kwame Nkrumah had, less than 6 years. He was overthrown. But less than 6 years, look at the achievement, okay, that he made interstate in Ghana. The Akosombo Dam, a radio station that you could catch everywhere in Africa, West Africa. All right. So he electrified over 5 different countries. Free education, university everywhere. Every province in Ghana, I think Tatisombo or Tonisombo province has colleges. Takrady College, Kumasi College, Upper Volta Regions College, Universities of Cape Coast. Right. Okay. All these things was built under Kwame Nkrumah. And you saw the result. Despite all the difficulties in Ghana, all the turmoil, the Ghanaians could not go into war because they was knowledgeable enough to stick together. Okay, you see today the turn of their country has taken. So it's different from Liberia. Government is fully responsible in Liberia. When you come to presidency, the first thing you do is audit, and then you call all the ministers. The first cabinet meeting, give assignment to the minister. Don't allow, especially the country like Liberia, being misused for a very long time. I will assign every minister to bring you your operation format, the second cabinet meeting. Go and sit down and do research what you ought to do for the Liberian people for the next 6 years that we will be in the office for. Everybody have to bring the operation format, then I look into it. What need to be subtracted, what need to be added, then we talk about all of these things here. Liberian government never talk about that. No. You saw the head of the government himself. And in the midst, in fact, Liberia was a bankrupt country when he came to being. And then he was building private estate when Phoebe was going out of business. What would the private estate do for the Liberian people when there's no road connectivities? You see, so there's a lack of priority here and misuse of priorities.
Resources. Absolutely. Look, Kwame, thank you so much. What would be your wrap-up warrior in a minute?
Well, my wrap-up war in a minute, Liberia should be very careful replacing the same thing. Replacing government with the same government. All right? So they should be careful. They should look for quality, not quantity. They should look for objectivity from government. A person who will be direct and precise as to the problems in Liberia. So person who will mention direct developmental objectives to them, not just somebody who will say, well, I'm going to build Liberia. Building Liberia is very easy to say, but how? So this time around, if you tell me to vote, if you take everybody out of battle to vote for Boakai, I won't do it. Because I know Boakai, even Opon will be better than Boakai. Believe me. So I want the Liberian people to demand their own government. Because Emma Soya being the chairman of good governance, do we know that Aaron, as Western educator and international accredited presidents in Liberia, have any education as a priority?
Yeah, I intend not to expand this conversation because we are extremely out of time here, but there's something that you mentioned, and I can't just let it go by here. And this is a sort of reinventing the wheel. I always finding the unknown when we know there is no, we're supposed to find it. Emma Claudia Sawyer, concomitant Sawyer, that's the how that I love calling him because he cleverly inserted a word that he knew very well going to allow him to hold on to state power by when we're going through that process to say the process and the disarmament should go on concomitantly. It's at the same time we knew that he knows that it was not possible, and Liberian people, they didn't grab it, people didn't know it because these people wanted a state power. This guy was a president, Mr. Kwame. He was a president. He did everything. What he did not govern, then later on after leaving office as a chairman, good governance. Why he's going to govern?
Nothing he will govern because he has nothing to govern on.
Just bringing the same old boys back in government to say, hey, why you got it is not enough. We need to give you more. That's how I see it.
That's what I said. Every country that has invested into education, they are getting the result right now. South Korea, Rwanda, Ethiopia, Sudan, All of these countries spend 27% to 28% of their GDP on education, and they are beginning to get results. So if we have any chairman or any president of any good government in Liberia, first thing we need to do is to revamp our own educational system. For us to be able to compete in the future and to do for ourselves, we have to revamp the Liberia educational system. Every district city have to have high school. Every country have to have colleges or some level of vocational school. So these things need to be put in place.
All right. Unfortunately, the story of Liberia, believe me or not, is endless. But we are hoping to get to the end point with the hope that we find common ground and that Liberian be able to make some wise, sagacious decisions on the future of the country. We can do it. We have the capacity to do it only if we know and prioritize our country. Mr. Kwame, thank you so much for your expertise.
Thank you too.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, folks, here to do this, the old man on the wall there said time catch up with me is 4:27 Eastern Standard Time right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We will continue in the honest factions with objectivity, not just to incite our own personal feelings, but I will try as much as possible to create a conversation that is extremely important for the survival of our country. And every Liberian, you, me, us, all of us have a shared responsibility to make the country to be viable. And when we have the courage to even call out people that we support or people that we consider as our political leaders. The country is more or less important than those individuals. William Vacanera Shadrach Tutman, you have William Talbot, the Charles Taylor, the late Samuel Doe, the 5 members of the Council of State. Where are they today? They came to serve, they are faded away, but what is still standing is the Republic of Liberia, a sovereign nation. Almost 173 now. This year, the independent will make 173 years. But how much? What is the conscious mind that our leaders have for our country? Or is it for themselves, just to enrich themselves? Because African government and third world countries like Liberia, government officials, ordinary citizens, they rob their government. The government is for themselves, but they get away with it with impunity. How long can we continue consistently to be where we are as a people and as a nation? You know, when the CDC government were coming to that and said there was going to be a change of course, some of us was of a hope that government size would have decreased the size of government. Unfortunately, the government size was double. We thought they were going to take some strategic and drastic punishment because there's a saying that's saying there's no pain without a gain. There's nothing comes so easily. And like what he was saying, I thought some of these ministries, they have condensed those ministry as a strategic move or some austerity measures to make sure the government is downsized in order for the government to keep rolling. Because if you are spending more than what you are getting, to where there's no income, there's no revenue, there's no dividend, how do you maintain the size of government? After Helen Johnson Sirleaf, the size of government was double. That is my fear. Even with this sort of COP coalition, you heard one of the callers here. I'm quite sure he's not speaking as an executive, but these are the sound bites. These are the things that they tell their leader and a potential that they listen to them. Only our people will take. So it tells me whether those people they are qualified or not, they will also have them to reward it because they give them state power. So it becomes a visual cycle. They talk it, but they talk and they don't do it. They talk, they tell us something, but they do different things. I want to thank you so much for taking off your time for us to have this sort of honest conversation. And that's the value that we attach to this and the passion that we bring. And you, our listening audience, the civility that you have always consistently and repeatedly demonstrated Once you come on this network, it's something that we highly appreciate, and it motivates us to do more and more. Because you know what? There are two things involved, the quality and the quantity. We prioritize quality. Because when you get the quality and you get the real information, it allows you to make informed decisions. But we are also cognizant of the fact that with the proliferations of media or news outlet, be it for the government, for the oppositions, or advocate people, it puts Liberians in a state of confusion as to where to go to process their information. And sometimes things that you process, you take it in, and the head, the brain is so small, there are certain information that will just contain. But we have to be very careful where we go to get information and how we go about to disseminate this information. Because the information that we process, the brain contained in, and it lead us into taking action. And so when you process the wrong information, you're going to be making a wrong judgment. I am A.Zean Soe of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. So we are not going to give up on Liberia. Is like a mother or a father saying there is no bad bush for a child. But we consciously want to call on our politicians, be it the governments, the oppositions, or those who are in the advocate community, to come with genuineness and authenticity, with the hope not to make the victim the victor and the victor becomes the victim. That's why we have seen consistently from time to time our politicians without sense of consciousness and without applying common sense, considering a country there is so much in destitution. My state senator, I had an interview with him before, in the past, Representative David Cicilline. He said, I didn't know that a Liberian lawmaker even make more than the U.S. lawmakers. So the country is rich. And that's the same thing Adam Kissinger of Illinois, a Republican, to call it. They went on the fact-finding mission 4-5 years ago. And if we see these things ain't happening, it just sends a bad signal. Thank you so much for being part of this company. Today, our health talk with Professor Joel will not be held. Hopefully next week we will come to that. I want to thank all of my learners, our national correspondents in the city of San Nicolas, Nima County, Republic of Liberia, Mr. Daniel Katet Senior. Daniel, thank you so much. We already received the information. It's a good news that a community college in Nima County will be has been granted 4-degree something. It will alleviate the problem. Folks from Nima, instead of coming to Monrovia, the city is already crowded, no space. So when we have this community college and it comes back to building institution and making it more functional, Monrovia will not be crowded like Boko Boy, like people bust Boko Boy Hill. When you're in Grand Gita, you sit down. After your high school, you go to community college. And usually, country after war, they devote time in building human capacity skills. So not just only academic, they need to have some technical institution. Because when those people are empowered technically, they get money for themselves. They don't have to work for government salary. You have a lot of noise and a lot of hullabaloo in the country when people are not getting money. But when you have thousands of people in different fields and disciplined, handed people doing people job, they're getting money, well, the issue would be there, but it would be at a minimum level. It's 4:34. I'm already over the time allotted here. I want to thank you so much for being part of this conversation. I will be back here Sunday morning. Hopefully, and of course, Mazola are going to be here for more programming. By the way, if you are here in the USA and you have a business and you want to advertise your business, let us know. We have the ability to do that. You can also contact our folks in Liberia. Don't forget to always go on our YouTube channel. In the YouTube search engine, you type in Liberia Public Radio channel, and it's going to pop up, and that way you can subscribe. You will be able to get an alert. So this is a broadcast is both on Facebook and our YouTube channel simultaneously as we on air, and also on our official website, which is www.liberiapublicradio.com. You can always go there to also get news, information, and entertainment from Liberia and other parts of the world so that you will keep up to speed with what is happening. Our guys are doing everything possible. We are still working hard, doing everything to make sure that some broadcasts also coming from inside Liberia. That's the official website. There is www.liberiapublicradio.com. That's the official website of LPR. You can also go there and get news, information, and entertainment. Well, the legendary Ashford the Giant got it. Walk about, I can see. Yeah, man, about it. That now you know me. I will join you tonight in your regular evening soccer. I don't know who and who playing, whether it's COP playing the ministers or the lawmaker. We are hearing 17 grand and draft for the lawmaker again. Can you imagine that? The Giant? What I know the rest of the G's you're going to get it. What time I sketch up with me here, we're going to be wrapping up here. Let me just pack up from here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of today's program. Until then, I will be here again come Sunday. The Liberal Progressive from Sacramento Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio's Samson Bloku Brown Toad, the man from Toad Town. The man from Toad Town. He will be on time tomorrow evening. Guys, have a pleasant evening and better stay. Remember, COVID-19 is real. Keep yourself safe. Be blessed. Bye-bye.